So the idea is that instead of just waiting for a country to collapse and has to sell off its assets on the cheap, why not just, fund it, cause it to happen? So basically, the idea is that Brexit's the one big gigantic privatization scam. So push for a hard Brexit. The country has to sell off its assets to keep the economy afloat, and somebody like, I don't know, Christopher Chandler gets to pop in and just vacuum up all the.
You could buy a whole nation.
You could buy an NHS. You could buy whatever. So the idea is crash the economy and privatize.
Is like the no deal Brexit right now the most likely scenario, or where are we at now that the deal got turned down?
I'm not sure, because it's kind of hard to even follow what the hell is happening. It looks like a no deal is looming, but to be surprised. But yeah, Brexit is one big privatization.
I think so. Loud enough as well. Let me know. Feel free to check the chat to let me know if there's a discrepancy in audio.
Hello there.
Oh my goodness! Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello, folks.
Sean, I'm sure you've.
Casey and 3 arrows.
There you go. You know them all. You know them well.
Nice.
He's
Nice
finally
to meet
back.
you.
How's it going? Have you won yet?
Oh, you always were such a kidder, Steve. Oh, I should have done Harvester. That would have been a great game.
It wouldn't take this long, I don't think.
No.
I've identified your problem here, by the way, H.BurgerGuy. I've been watching. Not all 15 hours, but you keep stopping.
To recover, so that I sort of refocus.
I saw you stand still for 10 minutes talking about Zack Snyder earlier.
That was because I'd forgotten how the buttons worked. That was an important part of the recovery activity. Okay, yeah. That'll be what kills me, those last 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes of focus I could have spent on something useful. I was so sure I felt a hand on my shoulder then. My muscle spasmed in the exact way that was like someone touching it. That was weird.
Oh, no.
Sorry. You were saying? Sorry, just then?
I was saying, are you doing okay? Are you going to try and do 24 before you go to bed? That's a big ask, that. That's another 9 hours,
Thanks for the support. You phrased it in the exact right way to make me want to stop now. I'm going to try, I feel like at least 24 is good for, and like, I'm going to go as long as I can before I have to reasonably stop, but I still have a lot of all the resources I kept when I intended to never stop. A bunch of them are still left, so I'm going to go until they're exhausted and then sleep. And then hopefully polish the game off when I wake up. Which I will probably need people to... I'll need people to stay up and man the stream while I'm gone, so...
Didn't you also do a 24-hour stream, Sean? Playing Bad Rats or something?
Yeah, but I had to go take a nap in the middle of it. And I had H-Bomb and Jen here with me, helping me out. So they could play when I wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, I've had a lot of other people on.
24.
It is has to me playing the whole game, but I have had a lot of people on to help. I cannot see the fairy. She has disappeared. The fairy has actually been obliterated from the game. We've discovered a new bug.
Did you solve the problem with the fairy that you couldn't photograph?
Yes, but there is a new bug. One fairy fucking evaporates from existence if you don't take a picture of her in time. She's gone now. And the game is broken. Okay, good. I get another chance if I open the door a second time, this time. 86 bananas. We got this. Oh, fuck. When the fairy flies... Oh, there she is.
You keep saying fairy, I keep hearing furry.
Ah.
I think we say those two words identically.
They're the same word.
Fairy, yeah.
That fairy is glitching out, and... Even at the... Oh my god, she's going so fast. And eventually she just disappears entirely, because the graphics don't know how to deal with someone this powerful.
It's riveting, this garbage game.
Yeah, it's like Pokemon Snap all over ago.
It never... Yeah, it's Pokemon Snap, but so many other games in one. Like, it never has to stop. She doesn't even have a model at this point. Like, this is how destroyed the model gets by, like, the game attempting to interpret her moving through all this data. I'm not joking, like, the game is remarkably interesting if you look at the code, from what I've heard from everyone who's bothered to do it. IsoTarge, who has combed through this game to help people find stuff for speedrunners, has found all kinds of just bizarre and fascinating things just hidden just out of bounds. It was IsoTarge who found the secret coin.
Wow.
That no one had found for years. Possibly ever.
So somebody in Twitch chat has asked, what would Graham's persona be? I don't think he deserves one.
Puss.
Being blunt.
A goblin.
Who's the next person you're gonna make evaporate at the next stream goal? Donation goal.
I think we've unpersoned enough people anymore, and it's and we start to look like the bad guys.
Oh, did you see the link I sent a while ago where Mermaids offered to send goodie bags to your top donates?
I saw them mention it. I saw your tweet, the tweet you linked, but I haven't seen all of them yet. I will have to get in touch after the stream because I can only focus on one thing, but that's really lovely of them.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was very
awesome.
invested in you catching that fairy. That was just wow.
Well, it only took 45 minutes.
Are you playing with an Xbox controller, or what are you using?
Xbox One controller, yeah. But Sean, how far are you through Donkey Kong 64, Sean?
Oh, I've been playing it alongside you on an N64.
Is that why it took you a while to join? You wanted to make sure you were ahead. Oh god. For those of you who don't know, I once streamed an indie game that only a couple people had bought, so I thought I'd support it. And Sean didn't join the stream chat, even though I invited him, but instead played the game better than me and beat the levels faster, and would tweet the solved puzzle. And post the solved puzzle in the chat as I was trying to solve it. And while I was in the bathroom, he came in and taunted me and then left as soon as he got back. It's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun. That
It was great. It was really funny. It was really funny, and I'm not mad. And what's important to remember is he didn't own me.
I was thinking about offering, but then I was worried that you'd accept. If you need to sleep, I could get to your house in about 2 hours.
How would you find my house, though? Would you take like a taxi or an Uber?
Yeah. Well, I know I don't want to say where you live, but I know how to get there.
My bed is literally next to the computer. Where the fuck did that bat come from? That was like it's like a hallucination. Just punched my character.
Was this game a hit, by the way? Like, was it successful, or did no one really care?
It sold
about
really well because it was the only game that came out on the N64 in 6 months. Maybe, I don't know. It did well because of the dire state of the N64, if you compare it to any functioning game console. I don't know. I think it was a success. It wasn't as successful as they wanted it to be. Tiny Kong in specific is just a really bugged out mess. Like, her hair has actual physics, like they wiggle. And the game is not... No one knows how they coded that in. So...
I like that so much of it is a mystery.
Yeah. Like, fitting all of this on a cartridge was a feat. It was a genuine achievement. It's a pity it was this. It could have been anything.
I don't know about anybody else, but I'm actually interested. I'm very invested in this game. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very invested in the different Kongs.
Oh, this is the piece that I slightly choked onto, so there's a bit of other food that I'd already eaten a bit. Take smaller bites. If there's one lesson to learn from this stream, it's not to bite off far more than you can chew unthinkingly and then get stuck in it.
Please
For
don't
hours.
choke to death on stream.
Wouldn't it be funny if I died?
No! That would be the opposite of fun.
Yeah, what about the money?
No, my next of kin.
I need to sort out a will. If I die, I want my body cremated and my ashes scattered in Graham Linehan's eye.
Scattered directly into his eyes and mouth.
I'm sorry for that imagery.
It's perfect.
I want my ashes pipetted into his open eyes while he's asleep. Fire me out of a cannon through the window of Graham Linehan's vast mansion from which he tweets every day.
That's so bizarre to me that like people like Elon Musk or J.K. Rowling who have like shouldn't have like a worry in the world, have nothing better to do than to go on Twitter and like be shitty.
Yeah, and get angry at Jeremy Corbyn. What's he doing? Jeremy Corbyn's not perfect. Every day we're seeing new reasons why he's not perfect. But is he the man who's killing Britain? Not the people in power? Not the people who want, think that the most progressive move possible is to sell off a lot of assets? Like, it's almost as if the rich have their own priorities that are directly at odds with those of the working class. I'm formulating a theory here.
That's crazy talk. I'm sure there's nothing untoward happening.
Unfortunately, I need to burn all of my soap because my favorite soap company made a commercial reminding me to wash my dick, and this affront will not stand, and the men will rise up and boycott Imperial Leather.
Oh man, the people who like generally want to boycott Gillette probably don't care much for shaving anyway.
Why? The beard on my neck does not need shaving, I'll have you know. It looks beautiful and svelte. I love the term adjustable spanner. There's the word adjustable spanner is funny enough to just be a punchline if you say it right at the end of a sentence.
Is it though?
Yes.
Where did that come from?
Yeah. And what's a spanner?
I don't know. I think my dad said adjustable spanner once, and I found it funny.
You're losing it.
I think me and my dad were spitballing a parody of Saw, and I was going to call it Screwdriver or something, and he just said adjustable spanner. I thought, yes. Incredible. Thanks, Dad. That's the only good thing he ever gave me. Not my hairline, although apparently that comes from the mother's side, but that's a lie. My grandfather had great hair. He died with excellent hair in his head and racism in his heart. But my father, the only good thing he ever gave me was Donkey Kong 64.
I feel like I should mention for legal reasons that Imperial Leather didn't actually put out a dick commercial.
Yeah, but you could. Imagine if it was just, you know, black background, pink text. Wash your dick. And the background music is the Aku theme from Samurai Jack. I love that theme so much. It's literally just an arpeggiator and a synth. Just it's excellent. One of the greatest pieces of music on television.
Wasn't there a comic strip like a while ago that was supposed to finish the Samurai Jack story?
There was a final season that finished the story, I believe. Unless there was something new after that. I don't know. Was there?
I don't know, but I think that's it. I think they wanted to finish the story definitely.
Yeah, Genndy Tartakovsky came back and did a final season of Samurai Jack, and it was really good. It had a couple of things in it where I can see why people didn't like it, but I really liked it. It was very good, and they did the best they could. I played the wrong. I just played a trombone. Oh, no, that was the correct one. It just didn't work. What was I supposed to do with this? Am I supposed to plant a seed there before this does anything? I got the instrument right though, at least.
This game is so confusing to me.
Genndy Tartakovsky made Hotel Transylvania movies, which are quite well animated. And they're also quite good. The fact Adam Sandler's in them is... just ignore it.
I had to step away for water. What did I miss?
We're talking about Samurai Jack. I don't think either of them have seen it. So...
Seen
I
quite a
have.
bit of years ago.
Oh.
Dude, I went as Samurai Jack for Halloween while I was living in the US.
Wow!
How dare you?
I just assumed you weren't cool because you know politics and shit.
Well,
Whereas Casey
real
frequently
mistake-
tweets about anime, so...
Okay. The real mistake there is assuming I know anything about politics.
Got it all backwards. Okay. That's good to hear. I was going to say... Oh, I actually forgot what I was going to say. It's gone. It's gone now. Oh well.
I'm gonna say anime.
That's it. Oh, I remembered it now. When the Samurai Jack video game was reviewed in Nom magazine 15 years ago, or however long it was, they jokingly say in the review, like, we could have... When this game came out, we jokingly said we could call it Samurai Cack, because it's so bad, but it turned out to be alright, and it's a shame, so now I have to write about it in more detail. And they did the whole review. And at the end of their reviews, back in the day, there would be like a single word or like a phrase summing it up, like at the end underneath the percentage score, and they just written Samuraverage.
Yikes.
That was wonderful. That was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. I was very easy to amuse. Oh, do I have to race this guy? Oh fuck, it's a fucking... I have to do the race. I have to do a fucking race again. I have to do a flying race.
Oh, this was easy last time.
It was the worst thing I've ever had to do. And now it's 15 hours later. And...
Take some stretches before you do it.
Yeah.
I need all my kidney beans to digest. I cannot stretch around the large mass of pure bean that has formed in my stomach over the last few hours. I need to wait to pass it, and then I can maybe do some stretches.
Please, please. My large adult son. He is very full of beans.
And my large bean son. That's right, Frock. As soon as I figure out how to get up there, I'm coming for you.
Chat is asking me to talk about Shinsekai Yori.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
That old chestnut.
Did you ever get around to watching that out of curiosity?
Nope.
It's good.
Which one was that?
The anime that I was mentioning quite a lot.
Yes. No, I didn't. I put it on a list of anime to watch. One of the many lists I've started writing and then forgotten exist and lost. And then gone back to watching whatever I was watching already. Like Kaiji or JoJo's.
I
So the two shows I'm
do
watching.
this. I have stuff. I've kind of decided just to keep watching older kind of classic stuff that I can actually get on top of instead of trying to watch everything, because media oversaturation is a very, very big.
I think
Too much of everything.
Yeah. I remember I have a fond memory of someone was recommending a bunch of shows, and I wrote them all in Notepad and saved it on my desktop as animes to watch.txt, all one word, and when I hit it, it said, do you want to delete the existing, replace the existing file? I was like, oh, I've done this before, haven't I? That's my whole life. I'm going to try and be quiet and let you people do discourse while I finally attempt to play the game, which is, I keep saying I'm going to do that, and then I just keep talking. You've got to stop me.
Are you not able to multitask? Talking and playing.
Not really. I think I can do one thing optimally, and maybe partially optimally at this point. And it should be the game.
Can I just say that these leaf effects are annoying as fuck?
Yeah.
I have no idea why they're there.
This is the autumn segment of the map, and they want to make sure you know.
So I'm thinking of going to an anime convention, and I'm also half thinking of not, because I'm very tired.
Oh, is the convention today, or?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, what con is it?
It is a Kumicon in Galway,
Oh.
and I'm just tired.
I'm googling it.
Thank you, Graham Lineman. Oh, a bee. What's going on there?
Well, there's some pictures.
Sorry for the
of some
eating
very
noises.
nice cosplays here. When you mentioned going to a con, I thought you meant you were planning a holiday or something, not that it was literally today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of, yeah. I can get why people might figure that, but no, it's today, and I'm like, I don't know if I have the spoons.
Oh. Calling in on
Me
the Discord
being
from the con.
tired, it's kind of running motif with me. I'm always tired.
Oh. There's a lot of things to be tired of. Oh, there we are, I found it.
I have no idea how you're doing this for 15 hours straight and still being able to words.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely... Considering the level of wording that I word at normally, at full strength, there was never that much to lose, so... You can spread my words very thin and they're about as equivalent as being full words. Put that on my grave.
How do you guys usually take like sleep deprivation? I always get like intensely depressed if I don't sleep enough.
Same. I struggle to sleep at the right times. I'll have like a few weeks where I sleep fine, and then one night where I just get stressed out or whatever, can't sleep, and just stay awake through to the morning. And then I get very sad. I think I've stayed up for 3 days once. That was the worst.
The Twitch chat is saying, remember that all trans people deserve love.
Oh, that's nice of the chat.
That's very nice.
It's a nice chat considering there's more than 4,000 people in it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Even
all
at-
for a charity, so...
Even after the Destiny raid, it was still nice.
Yeah. Because all the ones that were awful, like, just left. They didn't feel comfortable being surrounded by people who weren't like them.
Yeah. What is this? No debate? Just some guy playing video games?
What's going
Fuck
on?
that shit.
There has to be video games and screaming for me to be fully sated. What's going on? Oh, it's this. It's this again. It's just this again, but it's 15 hours later and I'm so tired. Hoot hoot hoot, you fly like a dodo. That's racist. Could dodos fly?
What's the
No.
joke?
That's why they died off.
Could they ever fly though, or did they just evolve flightlessness? Or were they like, did they just like, were they originally flightful and then they just lost it? Or were they just
Flightful.
directly descended enough from dinosaurs that they never learned? Do we know? Do we even know? That's scary, the idea that we don't even understand, we'll never understand, we'll never know, that it's gone.
I'm fairly sure we probably do know that.
We don't, it's not like we have the
We don't
DNA.
know that.
Well,
Yeah, it's
people
not
know.
that scary.
It's scary that we don't know.
More clever than
Specifically us, scientists that don't give a shit. It's us that I'm worried about. We need to know everything, or we're done. That's what I built this crack squad for. The knowledge force. The debate force. Please, please, owl, just give me the banana and no one gets hurt. I'm pointing the banana gun at my head. No, 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 no. Why does this go on for so long? It goes on for so long. It's go. Oh!
These noises.
I mean,
So-
just like looking at that, like, it's you can see how terrible the controls are of this game.
I don't.
Yeah.
This looks painful.
I don't have the mental or emotional capacity to do this or comprehend how annoyed I am. I've been dulled to my own pain. I can't even feel the pain, and it's helping me.
This is the run.
After this, I will know how to emergency land a plane.
The hitboxes on these rings are terrible.
Yeah. Let's build a 2D sprite and move it in 3D space. And have you fly through it. Can you fly through an abstract representation of a ring in 3D space? Answer no.
I can't even follow what you're saying.
Space-time is... gravity is a property of space-time. And...
No, it's not. Gravity is God pulling you down.
It's
The weight
the
of
Earth.
sin is making you
It's
making
the-
you float off.
It's the Earth, which is
God
flat, moving
on your-
upwards constantly at 800 miles an hour. And that's
That too,
makes
no.
everything move down.
Oh, does like gravity work different for like flat earthers, or is it the same?
Yeah, it works different. And the explanation ranges from the Earth is moving upwards constantly to, we don't know. Like, they are very honest when they don't have an answer. But they still show the Earth... You know, it's not that... We're not saying we can explain everything, we're just saying that you can't prove that the Earth is round. But then you say, well, we can, and we can also account for all the things you can't using things, and they'll say, where?
It just seems so random for like what they decided to make shit up, and when they decide to say, oh, we don't know.
So somebody in the Twitch chat has just said Casey and Harris talk about power metal, and I think we should both say no.
I think I just inhaled an entire half of an apple.
Oh dear.
When I cough, I can taste apple. Mmm. It's good
So,
for you.
Power metal, yes.
Nah, we don't have to do. We should continue your conversation. And I can occasionally butt in while I beat this. Flat Earth Society, Joyful Soybeck. Thank you. That's the wrong one. It's the wrong barrel. I don't know where the barrel is because it takes ages to pop in.
You're gonna get it this time.
Eventually.
Please stay hydrated and safe. The
I'm so
Twitch-
hydrated. I'm so full of
Are you
apples.
safe? Are you full of safe?
I'm safe. I have... How did I miss... There's a barrel somewhere with my name on it, and I missed it. Where is it? Where did it go? Where did he... Where is the barrel? Oh... Nah.
Someone's asking, is that Sloth Bomb? Yes, yes.
Yes, it's the sloth.
I'm here to
It's such a
remind
good song.
Harris to
love
take
this
his
song.
protein.
Yeah,
Take
eat
the
some more
brain
kidney.
force.
Take your brain force. Take your pills. Take your meds. I already took my med. It was disgusting. And occasionally some of the aftertaste comes up again, and it's great.
Oh, lovely.
It's like a knife to the brain. It's like it's just like it's like a very high level magical spell. It causes your foe to just occasionally taste absolute disgusting dirt and mange in their mouth for no reason.
So somebody's asking how they donate. It's the little donate button, Mr. Broken Skull. So yeah, just scroll down and it's. I'm keeping half an eye on the Twitch chat, so in case anything interesting comes up, which is it's going by fast.
I'm gonna have to play the instrument again because he's gone to fucking sleep. You little piss. You little piece of you fucking dickhead.
Oh man, if it wouldn't have been Donkey Kong 64, what would have been like a game alternative for this stream?
Actual crime. I'd have live streamed myself robbing a bank. You know, because that's the only thing equivalent to the pressure and stress.
Oh wow, there's a Gay Star News article about you right now.
Right now?
Gamer raises $30,000 for trans charity mermaids playing Donkey Kong all night.
Oh my
Via
god.
Gay Star News. I've
Not all,
retweeted
it's
that.
not. It's not all day yet. It's all night, and that's the thing I need to correct. I want to be able to sue that article
Yeah,
for
retract
being
immediately.
inaccurate. Yeah. Retract. I went longer. If I'd known, if I'd known I had a chance of becoming a gay icon when I started the stream, I would have got those hair transplants.
Oh wow, this is really cool. They didn't. Pick
If I
the most
can't own
flattering
myself, who
photo of
can?
you.
Did they use one of me screaming at a barrel? Link it in the chat. I want to see it. Or
All right.
Damn it, Sean.
oh, it's that one.
Hey, we both just linked it at the same time.
We
The
did.
support has been
Thanks.
overwhelming.
Get out of my mind,
Oh my
Charles.
Oh wow, they called you a capital G gamer. That's unfortunate.
Local gamer. He has been playing for more than 15 hours. What's an interesting headline? Just that's what he's been doing. That was written
On 14th of January, the gamer announced on YouTube.
local game. Wait, gamer with a Y? Oh no, you have to graduate. You have to put in your. You have
Mermaids,
to. Yeah.
Mermaids thanked the gamer on Twitter.
Now he's got them. Now they're gonna take the funding away. They're like, did you see what he did? Did you see what they did? They supported a gamer. And the National Lottery will go, that's it.
Stefania Saruba wrote that article. I wonder who that is.
I don't speak to anyone without wings. And then he compares you to a dodo if you lose. Disgusting. See, this is why we stream. This is why we fight.
Beat this racist out.
I'll destroy him. I'll beat him and then I will eat him. I'll put him in the oven for 5 hours. He'll be done before the stream is over. Yo, hey. Taste my nuts. That's not what I meant. I'm talking about peanuts, walnuts, pineapple smells.
Alright, get your head in the game.
Okay. Please don't screenshot this and put it in an article. Local gamer. Ah.
It's hell to watch.
Yeah, it's terrible.
This is a simulation of what it must be like to be constantly waking up from being asleep at the wheel. Like, just you're suddenly spinning out of control and going, oh! But it happens every couple of seconds because the game is impossible to control. If you're a parent and you bought this for your children in 1999, you were a negligent. Sorry, can't continue. Say something.
Everything went silent, and I said I should be talking, but I'm fascinated with what's happening on the screen.
Me too.
Really riveting.
I have no idea how it's gonna go.
This is more entertaining than the Death Race 2000 remake with Jason Statham.
High praise. It's the best movie ever made.
Casey, have you seen the Old Boy remake in 2013?
No, I refuse to watch it on this.
That's the one where they get you. They fly so low because they know. Oh. Ah! I knew I should have made the course harder. You little fucker.
Nice. Well done.
We'll meet again in hell, you owl bastard. Oh, wow. That is... what a pisser. You don't even get a banana for doing that. It just unlocks a barrel for you to do another fucking thing in.
This game is amazing.
You have to do
watch.
so much for that one banana, but other times, if you play a musical note in this one spot, a bird comes down and says, I just found a banana, here, you can fucking have it. Grant Kirkhope will answer to a tribunal. If we raise enough money, I'm pretty sure we can append a drumhead somewhere and dispense swift justice. $35,000 to kill that owl. I will hack this game to delete the owl, and there's just a banana floating there, covered in blood. And also all the coins are now, you know, gay pride colours.
It should make you beat the owl course again to try this minigame again.
Fuck you.
So you need to update the donation goal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do eventually, but we don't have an objective anymore. For 42. So it's like
40k.
40k. Oh, Space Marines.
Yes.
Ace Marines, because hey, Ace people have been having a hard one. Well, actually, they never do. That's the thing. But but they've been having a rough time on Tumblr, which is where it matters.
They've been having a rough time, so let me contribute.
He's very tired, everyone.
It was.
Yeah.
I am very, very tired. But.
No, you are right.
But it's
These people have been getting a hard time.
I used a poor euphemism and then just fell into an easy joke. But more seriously, ace representation is a thing that could do with being have more, and this isn't me like being a shit on purpose. This is me struggling to find the proper words. It's been 15 hours and 40 minutes. End Robert Webb. At 40k, H.BurgerGuy hinges his jaw and swallows Dave Rubin whole. Yeah, but I think ace representation is a thing. I thought I was ace for ages, just because I think I just didn't find anyone I was around in my horrible, horrible high school interesting or attractive at all. It turned out I just had good taste.
Jeez. What a slam on a school full of people we don't know.
Yeah. Take that, Richard. Take that, Steve. None of those in there. I don't think anyone was called Stephen or Richard at my high school. I managed to pick 2 names
Is there any
that I'm.
Daves?
Oh yeah, there was a Dave. Yeah.
Fuck Dave.
Aw.
What an asshole.
I almost did fuck Dave. That was the thing. It's very shocking that you chose specifically that name. Wow. Whew. How did you know that?
I did not. No, psychic brain powers.
Aw. Ah. But yeah, we should do something Ace related. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to do for 40 anymore. We're talking about goals.
Is there like a very famous person who's like a shit to ace people online that you could like snap away?
I don't know. I think it's just like more of a general vague thing. Like it's just someone at Tumblr made a bad rule, or I don't know. It's oh no, it's just a cultural thing. There isn't an easy target we can point to and go look. Because Graham Linehan isn't just a single shit. He's a receptacle for all, for a deeper cultural understanding of a problematic viewpoint. Oh, sorry, I just broke character for a second.
Jimquisition just donated $100.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
Thank you, Jim.
wow.
Thank you, Jim.
Hey Jim, if you have Discord, message someone who isn't me, but is in the call your Discord. Get in here and help me. I'm dying. I'm not. I'm gonna shut up for a while.
Please don't. This is amazing.
I feel like I should be talking more, but I'm just enjoying watching Harry go slightly off the rails here.
Yeah.
Same.
That's cool.
So yeah, let's see if we can get Jim going.
Yeah, maybe. I don't want to force someone to get onto the stream just because. But if they're around, hey, Jim's cool.
Someone in chat suggested you should make Dave Rubin disappear at 40k, but I think he already did it himself with deleting his Patreon.
Yeah, he's already gone. He's already been erased from the stream of time. I mean, let's be fair. In 10, 20 years, who's going to be like, time to pull up a classic Dave Rubin? No. That's like...
Probably Dave Rubin.
In his little hut. In the middle of the woods. The last liberal. He's bad. No, This reminds me. Shannon brought up Super Mecha Godzilla before, so there was one of my favorite posts of his was like, "Do you think anyone?" When there was a discussion about game journalism, kind of thing. Do you think that how many articles about games have you read where you would want to read them again in 10 years' time in a book? Like, would you go back and read any of this? Like, how much does this culture even mean to you, its consumer? I think that was an interesting thing to think about. And the answer, of course, is yes, there's plenty of game articles I would read constantly, but that's me. Give me a book version of actionbutton.net and I would read it. In fact, even Super Mecha Godzilla makes the concession for actionbutton.net, which is art. And now, the owner and operator of actionbutton.net is like the head video guy at Kotaku, so yes, game journalism is good. If it wasn't once, it is now. But Chris Kaler, or whoever wrote the funny jokes that defined my sense of humor in Nom 20 years ago, clearly they were good. Because I've only ever made good jokes.
Games journalism's always been good.
Yeah.
Just the magazines were terrible. They had awful advertisements and terrible jokes. I can see where you got your
How do I invite somebody to the call?
Oh,
Because I might have somebody.
in the top thing, there's like a plus, and it's like add friends to DM, and then you can type in a name and throw them in.
Okay.
Cool.
So I need to be friends with that person first.
Oh.
Hang on.
Gamer races. Oh. And that's it. That's the name. Gamer. Local gamer. Not even gamer with a Y. Anti-trans tweeter Graham Linehan. I love that. That's like used to be like comedy writer, and that's former comedy writer, and now it's anti-trans tweeter. That's imagine doing that to your career.
Attempted comedy writer.
comedy credit taker.
Somebody just said this thing is a whole scam to get Casey Explosion to add Jim Sterling on Discord. I don't need Jim Sterling on Discord to contact him.
Aww. I have Jim Sterling. I've DM'd him twice. We're friends. You made me record that one thing for a video at one time and cut to a picture of my face covered in cake. I love him. I like Jim Sterling a lot.
I don't think you can not like him.
But I like him a lot as a fan. Like, I don't know him as a person. I don't think of him as a friend the way I think of a lot of people in this chat as friends, because they're people who I've spoken to and know. And I don't try and deliberately push one thing into the other. That feels rude. I let other people do it. I prefer to be approached, because that way I know the other person wants to have that conversation, as opposed to me. I don't like to go for people. That feels weird.
Okay, well, he's the special guest, who I'm not saying who it is going to pop along after they've taken their dog out.
Oh. Okay, so we know they have a dog. That narrows it down.
We should get Graham Lennon in for a chat.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Gray Linen, author of The It Crowd. They used to call it The It Crowd on Channel 4 when they were like doing the lead-in for it. They didn't know what to make of that show. And
yeah, yes, that is me on stream. The chat is asking.
Yes, that's Casey. We currently have Sean, Casey, and Dan 3 Arrows. That's his name.
Yeah, 3 is my middle name. That's
Dan...
normal in Germany.
Yeah. Dan 3 Arrows. Winston. No, that's a different monkey. Winston Kong.
Do you think Linehan will acknowledge this? That's
all? No, never. But if I when I come out as a Gamergator, he'll like, finally, I knew it. But he will never acknowledge any good thing anyone does that the baddies do.
I was just gonna say, like, that would be hilarious if you were adamant to speak to this gamer who talks about me on the stream.
Yeah. I would love to have a chat. I want to correct the record.
He called me a Gamergator once.
Yeah. Noted Gamergator. Guy who made his channel in 2016.
Gamergators as well. Yeah. It's weird. He keeps calling trans people woke Gamergate, and it's like.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that guy, but everything seems really weird.
He is really weird.
Yeah. Well, as a Bernie supporter, I just need an excuse to harass some women. And really, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the Bernie platform. Harass more women.
I'm going to take this moment to go and pee, so...
Okay.
He should finally announce like his candidacy for the primary. It's getting pretty late now.
Yeah, he's not announcing. Well, I think it's because he's trying to just figure out how continuously hamstrung he'll still be by the rest of the Democratic mainstream. Like, it might not even be worth it. At the same time, he's basically the only viable candidate. Like,
they all want... I think they all want Beto because he's like the cool skateboarding centrist. White Obama.
I love that. Like, he's already been taken off a bunch of the lists he was put on that were like, cool principled guy who doesn't take money from these people, then took a bunch of money from them, and people are lining up to say like, no, he just took money from people who work for the oil companies. He didn't take money from the oil, like, just absolute bollocks.
And he doesn't call himself a progressive. He says, "Oh, I'm not big on labels." That's like the classic. Everyone can like project his ideas onto me stance.
I mean, the term progressive can mean anything. So even if he were to say I'm a progressive, I'd be... Maybe the thing I agree with him the most on is him being unwilling to label himself a progressive. Because he's not, but also because, you know, anyone can say, oh, I'm the good one.
Yeah, and he lost in Texas. Like, why would they pick him?
He did lose.
Okay, Texas is like a pretty red state, but still.
Yeah, lost to Ted Cruz is basically the lowest you could possibly get.
Yeah.
I could beat Ted Cruz, and I can't even run. They'd write me in. Thank you for the donate, Snaskle.
The Zodiac puzzle of Ted Cruz.
Tweeted the Zodiac. Like, you lost to a man who pretends to be the Zodiac killer.
I love Zodiac the movie. It's one of my favorite movies. By David
The Zodiac
Fincher.
the movie is wonderful.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. I love even basic advertising things, like the way the bridge looks like a rib cage in the poster and the tagline. There's more than one way to lose your life to a killer. It's just
But I think, like, I don't know, it's not for everyone. I think I saw it the first time when I was like 17, and it ends like really anticlimactic, and I was like, what's this? And then I watched it again several years later, and I thought, like, wow, this is the most amazing thriller I've ever seen.
it's so long and grueling, and you get no closure.
I'm adding a special guest.
Oh no. Graham Linehan!
Greetings.
Hello?
Hello?
It's ringing right now, I believe.
All right. Oh.
Oh no, he's muted.
Special guest is in.
Is he muted?
Casey added the number one Boglin boy.
This is a disaster.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
This is an absolute mess. And mate, I don't even know if I'm through.
I can hear you. You're in.
I don't understand Discord. Oh! I've got to turn this stream off for a start. Oh, okay. Well now, where are we at now? What's going on? Hello?
This is a
7 in
shambles,
the
much
morning.
like you're posting. Hello.
Oh,
Hello, Mr.
God.
Sterling.
Happy
We're talking
1
David
PM.
Fincher movies.
Yeah.
Right, hang on, let me tweet where I'm at so more people can come and have a bit of a listen.
Nice. Wow.
Sound like when I've just woken up, I haven't even had my morning poo yet.
You talk like this all the time. Wow.
I know, it's a goddamn nightmare.
Wow. I figured that it was partially a character, but you just say it. You said
People
poo.
complain about me on my show. Like,
I
can't
finally
stand
found someone else
people
who still says poo. I'm so happy about that. I've like feel peer pressured into saying shit now, but everyone's so vulgar.
What is happening?
Well, I'm always about representation, so I like to represent the minority.
I'm a
But
I'm a soft boy. I say poo.
the vocal minority.
I am an incredibly
Apologies
vocal
if I am
minority.
talking over people. I am. Acting from Mississippi is always a bit dodgy, but I should be coming through okay, and I should be able to interface with people.
You sound fine. I think. Who knows what the delay is like? But yeah. Welcome to the stream, Jim Sterling, and it's wonderful to meet you. I'm a big fan.
Thank you. I'm also a big fan of yourself.
Thank you very much.
In fact, I've muted you on the big. I had you on the big telly, like a proper grown-up boy from television.
Wow. It's like I'm on TV.
Had a bit of a watch of you when you started. Then had to take a break to play a game I can't talk about yet. It's got zombies in it. And then I got a bit too... Earlier last night you were talking about being too weak and serious and thinking to do things. I got a bit too much like that. Then I watched you again. Lie on the floor for a bit. Because I didn't feel very comfortable on my chair. And then so my dog took the chair and I took the floor. Like some sort of twisted... on. Then I went to bed. Then I woke up and I went, I wonder if he's still going. Hit play.
And
Yeah, that made me giggle. But
and he was eating some
rested.
beans.
Yeah, I'm well rested. That's the main thing.
Yeah, you did all of that and had a sleep. Incredible.
I've had a little bit of a sleep.
Wow. Well,
So I feel okay.
I've been managing it.
Yeah, I mean...
Hmm.
Why is it such a bad, broken game that's a horrible time to play and enjoy?
Oh no. Please don't review this beloved classic negatively. Please don't spill the tea. Actually, that'll keep me
I've not
awake.
actually played this one.
I think
I'm not a
I
big
was thinking like I could probably call it a day, have a quick nap, and then come back. But then Gay Star published an article saying, "Oh, he's been going 15 hours." I'm like, it can't just be, "Oh, he's streamed 50." Like that's nothing. That's not a real number. You've got to go all the way for that. So now I have to do
Or
it.
like 50.
Yeah, now I have to do
making
a real
history
number. And that between that and also Jim Sterling coming on, it's like, well now I have to be here. or I have to continue. So there we go.
I mean, I'm not
Picked the
gonna.
wrong one. Damn it.
I'm not gonna leave any tea stains on the floor in my wake here, but it's like a bad time to play it. It looks like I was more of a Spyro player, and that's a lot more direct.
Yeah, I missed out on
I
Spyro,
really
and I've regretted
like
it my whole
very-
life because it was better than all the other ones. It
How's
was like
the
It lays
remake?
out very clearly what it is you've got to collect in each level, and it's
Yeah.
such an accessible read on what you've got to get that it makes
Yeah.
it a lot more encouraging. It's one of the few games I bothered to go for 100% with,
yeah.
because it was so straightforward in telling you what to collect and where. Whereas a lot of them are just so obtuse and all over the place that I'm like, I can't be bothered. I've got things to do.
How's the
10-year-old,
remake?
I've got things
Spyro?
to do.
Or the
It's-
repolish?
yeah. I don't know. What did that just do? What did
makes
Grand Pounding
fantastic.
that just do? I'm not sure what it did. I wasn't paying attention. Can someone watch the stream back and tell me what that just did? Fuck this. Yeah, I missed out. Spyro was secretly better than the things you would have compared it to at the time, like this, in ways that you didn't realize until way after in retrospect, when you're like, he controlled really cool and interesting and unique. It's a bit like Prince versus Michael Jackson, where why would anyone compare those two things? Prince is obviously better. He won. Like, just weird comparison. But people did it. Or what was the one? Oasis and the other ones. Like, Oasis are the only one whose name I remember, so sorted.
The Britpop thing were Blur, Oasis, and Pulp. Pulp
Blur,
I'm
that's
a
it.
big fan of.
Yeah. Well, you were a fan of Blur?
Friend was obsessed with pulping. I like a couple of Blur songs.
I
like the
don't
one about
remember
living
their
in a very
name.
big house in the country.
I've forgotten all of Blur immediately after they existed.
My prolonged exposure to Blur comes in just watching old episodes of Rock Profile.
I managed to miss a
Profile
balloon
is
with
brilliant.
homing peanuts about 10 times. I need to acknowledge this.
My thing with Blur is song 2 just brings me right back to teenage years of going into drinking establishments I shouldn't have.
I just broke
Yeah,
the
watching
link.
and Matt Lucas do their version of song number 2 was quite something.
Oh, I don't know that.
Damon Albarn breaking up with what's her name, Justin Frischman, I think it is, from Elastica, and the song is Damon Albarn just saying, "This song I wrote is about nothing in particular. It's about a reference to any breakup you could imagine, and it starts with him going, Justin Frischman, out of Elastica, who I used to go out with," and it just ends with, David Walliams being David Walliams and just going woohoo a lot with his wrist going up and down because they love being gay.
You need P Diddy Kong. Thanks. Thank you for the posting. We did it. What do we do? Dunno. This is one of the 8-step bananas. Like, honestly, Diddy really gets the wedge in this one. All of his missions for bananas are like so many different things. You have to do the hardest thing in the whole game to unlock a separate challenge to then get a banana, like, it's nonsense. And then, Lanky trips over his feet and there's 5 bananas there. What a good game. What game? Can someone look up what the magazines of the time gave Donkey Kong 64 and please read the reviews out to me?
Somebody in Twitch chat is asking, does H.Bomb like Chains of Love? And I'm going to say yes.
I don't
but
remember
that's-
any music. I don't know any music.
His brain is fried right.
Don't ask me that. Yeah, I've never heard
Donkey
Chains of
Kong
Love.
64 received universal acclaim according to video game review aggregator Metacritic.
Yikes.
Please continue.
Was
Please
Nintendo
post some of these
64
universally acclaimed reviews.
Okay, well we got some scores on this. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
All Game gave it what's that? 4.5 out of 5 stars. Edge gave it 8 out of 10. EGM 27 out of 40. Famitsu 33 out of 40. And 7 out of 10. GamePro 4.8 out of 5. They're pretty high scores. Both 9s out of 10.
Wow.
Kazim, which I believe is still running, 93%.
And are any of these reviews online? Can we see? I want to read them. I want someone to read. I want like a lullaby, like a beautiful siren song.
Have a look at the IGN review. That's got the most likelihood of staying up.
You know, we talk about whether or not gaming journalism has become more or less ethical, but telling anyone this game is good is a war crime. Like,
well, I mean, back in the day, the magazines were a lot closer to the industry, and
it was very
dodgy.
much,
I'm not one to game
on.
review for so long. I don't like casting, suspicion on people's scores. But game magazines back in the day were saying Rise of the Robots was brilliant. A little bit dodgy. Oh, banana, growls Donkey Kong as we pick up our 50th banana award. This is back in the day when reviews started with little anecdotes.
Oh, banana.
That's kind of an old-fashioned thing now. But oh, banana, growls Donkey Kong as we pick up our 50th banana award in the game.
That's
We're in a
so cute.
cave filled with rich colours, shimmering water and hypnotic lighting effects. We've been playing for 20 hours, and they've played it longer than you have so far, and it seems like we've hardly made a dent. Maybe at hour 19 it gets amazing. We look at our inventory screens and can see that the quest is hardly over. According to Rare's calculations, we're only 29% complete with the overall adventure.
Oh no.
No! Stop! It's too horrible! Why have you done this to me?
Oh god, it goes
I'm
on.
switching to
This
gin.
goes on for a long time. You've got a little ways to go yet.
Please
So what
continue.
I'm gathering is the reviews were good, but it's no soul.
It's no. Sorry, I didn't. You cut out for a sec there. It's good, but it's no.
It's good, but it's no Soul Reaver.
Oh, Soul Reaver was good.
Just short of the mark.
I love the entire Legacy of Kain series. Like, people rarely talk about Blood Omen 2 in regards to Soul Reaver.
Yeah.
That was pretty good as well.
I played it at the time. I preferred Soul Reaver. No, I'm sorry, Blood Omen, the first one.
Like the
Oh,
original,
great.
the top-downy one.
Yeah, that was the first
Yeah.
Blood Omen.
Yeah, that was
so good.
great.
I adored that.
The protagonist narrating the whole time, just with his really
Simon
hammy
Templeman.
acting. This is a dark gift indeed.
Or was it Simon Templeman?
Simon
What happened to that
Templeman?
whole series, by the way? Did they sell it off
Square
or?
Enix happened.
Yeah. It's
They tried to do
they've
MMO,
tried.
Nosgoth, and it did not. It didn't go
was-
well. I was actually talking about this the last day with Danny O'Dwyer.
Oh,
Yeah, I got him on my stream the last day. That was amazing.
nice. Wow.
Played some Vermintide.
Might be waiting for us to come to the always annoying but. However, we really don't have one. Donkey Kong 64 plays as exactly as you might, and that's how they wrote that, plays as exactly as you might expect it would, and perhaps this is our biggest but of all. The game is very Banjo-Kazooie-esque in design, only much bigger. The groundbreaking gameplay innovations some might be hoping for are the only feature Donkey Kong 64 lacks. But if you enjoyed Banjo-Kazooie, or if you enjoy the way platformers play in general, Donkey Kong serves up the biggest helping of the style yet. No less, and no more.
It's the most. It is the most of this game. They were right on the money there. Not very innovative. It just innovated me out of being able to walk through a door by being shit. But I mean, wow! Imagine that. This is the best exact. Like, in a way, that's the most damning thing you could say. It's not just. It wasn't just a bad review where they were positive about a game that I don't like. It's worse than that. They said the funniest possible thing they could say. They said, this is the best example of its genre. Like, that is damning. Like,
Just imagine, right? Publications like these would these days talk about how games are too long. They're too big. There's too much stuff. But back then, it was all excess. Like,
you will
games.
never
I remember
finish
myself
this.
being like, 15 to 20 hours, brilliant, not enough. Then I got a job.
Yeah.
Got a job, and I got things to worry about.
It's gone from like.
Grew up.
It's gone from, it used to be like the review is for the parents. It's like, this will keep your children quiet for this long.
Yeah.
And now that those children have grown up to become parents, they're still the ones who play the game. So now it's like, this game is short enough to be played in the gap you have from having to be a parent, which, is a form of progress. You have to be a parent now.
Yeah. That's it. You just get some sort of responsibilities, job, parenthood.
Yeah.
Stealing, renting, all sorts of things you've got to worry about. I just don't have time to...
What is the purpose of this? What does this do? Oh! 21132! The thing at the very beginning. Thank you all for remembering that and writing it down so much. You're the best. This game is great. Can you imagine having to write that down ages and ages and then go, yeah, this is it. And that's the puzzle.
According to IGN, Donkey Kong 64 has finally hit home. It's really been worth it. The game are not the leap and bound that Donkey Kong Country was for Super NES. It's still an excellent platformer all the same. It's an epic, gargantuan, huge, giant-sized platformer.
There's a lot of it.
It's a game packed full of things to do. There is so much that it's often overwhelming. The game is every great platformer combined into one package, and that more than anything else is what separates it from the competition.
There's so much of it. There's fucking so much. Like, that's just it, over and over.
Yeah, it really is. Like, the last paragraph is, in the end, Donkey Kong 64 feels more like a supersized version of Banjo-Kazooie than it does anything else. And while that should be a great thing, it's bound to disappoint a lot of N64 owners who had built the title up as the second coming.
It's bound to disappoint people who thought it would be good. But
Yeah,
there's plenty of it, so...
Penultimate sentence is, this is bound to disappoint a lot of people. And then buy it, 9 out of 10. There's your pull quote right there.
Fuck.
I mean, it is definitely epic, like watching the stream at least.
Yeah, I've turned it into an epic adventure.
Yeah, this is what it was actually all for. This is what it was leading up to, was...
Yeah.
People were always wondering why there's a song on the soundtrack by Grant Kirkhope called This One's For You, Harry. And then people always ask him why, and he says, you'll see. And we see. We see, Grant. I feel very seen. What is the purpose of these barrels? I don't understand what this is for. What do we do?
A modern gaming convention would have you switching between all these characters on the fly without needing a barrel.
Yeah, or...
This came up about 50%.
Yeah. If there was a hack that was just, you can be any character. Incredible. Game changer. Put that in the remake, which will never come out, because... Thank God it's impossible to get all the rights together for this game to be made.
Capitalism did something right.
How do we get in? Please save. It was long. Oh yeah. Let's save.
Steve Moffat just donated $6. I knew he's a good dude. I knew he was a good dude.
I know. Yeah, he's a good man. He's just not a very good writer. That's okay though. I'm a bad writer. I feel very represented when I see Moffat. Oh, stomach's churning its way through the 5 million portions of kidney beans I've consumed in recent history. Has someone in the chat told me how to do what I'm trying to do? Like how to get this banana? Oh, there was a banana there, wasn't there? It was literally there. Is it gone? What happened? Oh, the thing is written there. 2113. What? 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 Help! It's outside.
I think the worst case scenario is that you have like you're close to 101% and you're missing like one banana.
Yeah.
that you like missed in some level, but you don't know which one.
Yeah, and I need someone to quickly comb through the whole stream to find it. I did have some people remind me of the thing I missed, like a banana ferry I missed, and they got me to go back and get it. And it turned out the reason why you couldn't photograph it is because you need a different graphics plugin, because again, this game is very difficult to emulate, because even getting it to work was absolute piss. For everyone involved.
This is the one that would eventually, inevitably crash after enough hours having it in the N64, isn't it?
Yeah. All the expansion pack actually did was greatly reduce the damage caused by the memory leak, because it leaked slower.
Right.
There was more memory to leak. The bucket was bigger, so it was a bit less of a problem.
Yeah. I maybe wouldn't have made such a huge sprawling game.
I would have made a good game. That's my plan. That's my plan. Number one with the bullet, make a good
It would have
game.
been
And I forgot to
easier.
put that on the to-do list. I'm gonna quickly go to the bathroom. Oh my bod.
Make sure to stretch.
It needs to circulate the blood. Will atrophy. So about a bit. Go do your business.
Oh, I'm joining that gang for a second. Be right back.
So all the Twitch chat is going, yay, piss gang. This has been a thing since yesterday.
I saw some piss gang stuff earlier. Do my morning poo. So I'll be a one-man morning poo gang, but I won't go yet while everyone else has gone to do their business. Otherwise, we'll leave the stream empty, and we don't want to do that.
No, we need it full.
No. I didn't get to let my dog out in the end. It's raining real bad, and he's too precious an eggshell prince to go out in that. He would rather hold it.
That is exactly my dog. She
Yeah.
is. She's a spoiled little princess and does not. She will not be happy going out.
Some major thunder just hit here. Made even me jump.
Oh Jesus, that's what that was.
Yeah. It's okay.
This is dog chat now.
You've joined us for dog chat. Yeah, he's an old English bulldog. He's lovely. You big lovely boy. Right, so, yeah, really loud thunder. Apologies if that comes through on the stream too much.
It did come through, but don't worry, it wasn't that loud.
It rains down here. It rains. No worries there. I've got to drive out in this weather later. We got to go 2-hour drive to Hattiesburg for a 6-man tag match. That I'm in no mood for, but I'll go do it.
That sounds entertaining.
Well, should be. It'll entertain the other wrestlers at least. I don't know about the Hattiesburg crowd. And appreciate fine performance art. Last time we went there were like 3 people.
In this position for so long that it's getting this horrible cramp here. It's great.
Hello.
Classic gaming session.
Lie down on the floor and just lie there for. Oh no, he's gone. Stream's very
I wonder how
concerned
much he
with
actually
her.
knows he's doing now.
Say
And
that
how
again?
much is just I've got to wonder how much he knows he's doing now and how much is just him pottering through a fever dream. Because I think by this point, I'd have gone beyond the verge. Be able to determine reality from,
Yeah. I'm
wild
astonished
fantasy
at
anymore.
this because I stream and I get very tired. I can get about 2 hours into a stream and I'm going to bed. I can't.
Yeah, it's the same for me.
I'm constantly tired, and
I've managed an hour at the most, and then I'm like, I want to go. I want to go and do other things with my day. But meaning to get back into it. I'll have to do that at some point. The problem is I'm terrible at all video games that have ever been made, so it's always a bad time to watch me stream a game.
you can always come on my stream. I know I've invited you before, but I might as well extend the invitation again while there's.
Oh yeah. I mean,
while there's-
it's always one of these things of but schedule and me. a stroppy mood, which is always a rare thing to nail down. Be in a mood to not just sit there and be all, sod everything.
Well, if it happens, it happens. I'm getting more guests now, which is pretty amazing. I had Danny O'Dwyer on this week.
Oh yeah, good.
And yeah, he was fantastic to talk to, because I didn't expect he'd agree. I just chanced my arm. It's a case of, well, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
And I have another special
what we're
guest
gonna
on
stream,
next
yeah.
week.
We're back. How's it going?
Oh,
Welcome back. Did you stretch?
Mm-hmm. I did my stretching.
that blood flow is going to be important. You want to keep that up, mate. You want to keep that going.
I'm really enjoying having blood.
Yep.
I love blood.
It's a pretty good thing to have.
Thank you, Big Chungus.
Oh, wow. We are 35,000. Okay.
Chungus, I can't stand seeing that.
Yeah.
How dare words I invent go
I don't know what
viral
it-
without me?
Mm.
It's like being abandoned by a child. Of course my own words do better than I do. Bloody hell.
Even your words have escaped you.
Ah.
Words have also escaping me.
My small business squeezed out by Big Chungus.
We need a new donation goal.
40k.
40k. What are we at? Current amount? 35,155. Okay. 155. Goal amount. Okay. 40. 1, 2. That's 4 zeros, right?
Sorry. I don't know numbers.
Okay, Sean, you're gonna have to come up with a good Warhammer joke when the time comes, which will be about $5,000 from now. Oh, those apples I ate are really good apples. I can taste them in my mouth that I still have. I'm very happy to have a mouth and blood. It's dawning on me that everything I say is permanently and immediately recorded online to thousands of people.
Yeah, we'll probably end up in the article.
I love having blood. The gamer was quoted as saying, "I love having blood." Finally, the spokesman we need for rights on these difficult issues. Why did I just
Speaking
gravitate
of
back here?
blood,
Yeah?
I watched the movie Apostle
Ooh.
the other day, and I'm still thinking about that. It's really good.
Apostle is wonderful.
It's,
What's this? This is the first I've heard of this. What's this film? What's
Oh,
this blood
Gareth
apostle? What's
Evans.
this?
Gareth Evans, the director of the Raid movies, did something that is best described. It's a Welsh folk horror movie, so it feels very Wicker Man-esque, but with a bit more. Where Wicker Man was very bloodless, this is quite visceral. And kind of, a lot of times, films that kind of go for the over-the-top gore kind of thing miss the mark. This nailed it.
Interesting.
Like, it's really good. And you
Always
have,
up for more weird films.
Yeah, it's excellent. It's the main spoiler, but there's a really fantastic scene in it where a character escapes being tortured to death in a very creative way, and it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But
It's
so
wonderful.
good.
It's an excellent scene, and the fight scenes are much more like, you know, it's set in an era where if you get cut, you're probably gonna die, but it's directed like a fight from the raid, but just, you know, happens to be starring people who don't really know how to fight properly, and it's a mood. It's good. Highly recommend. I heard about that from Shannon, who did a whole review of it that you should check out. It's good. But watch the movie first. Or don't. Do whatever you want. I can't stop you.
I recommend watching it if you're in the mood for it. It's a lot.
Watch the trailer and think about the things that happen in the trailer. Everything that you see in the trailer happens 10 times more and harder. And if that's for you, it'll be good. If it's not,
It sounds like it's up my alley. The only other movie I've ever seen is Saw 4, so it should be right up my alley.
yeah, it's like one of the good Saw. It's like Saw 1, but not at all like that. What a
They're all
weird
good.
comparison. Yeah, it's like a good Saw movie.
Every Saw movie is the best movie. The last one, that wasn't so good.
Why is it that like from Saw 2 onwards, they immediately decided that they should just make Hostel instead of Saw? Like, that was such a weird choice. Like, Saw was such a good, interesting film, and they just immediately got so much with it.
Saw is a delight. I end most of my viewings of most of those films laughing my head off. The final scenes are always just so hilarious that they're worth getting to.
What do
My opinion.
I need to get into this place at night, and I don't know how. And someone in the chat must know. I messaged the Donkey Kong Speedrun Discord, and they're all very not proud of me, I assume. But I have said, like, at some point I will need to call you in to tell me interesting facts about the game, and also how to beat it, because I'm going to die. What is happening? 3 barrels on the belt. Three barrels. Okay. You have to put 3 barrels in the belt. Okay, I'll do that when we go back in the day. Did my thing break? Where's everyone just gone? Oh yeah, Dan and Sean are both evaporated.
I'm still here.
Thank you. Donkey Kong is here.
Donkey Kong.
He's
Donkey.
coming for you.
Coming. He's coming. He's coming. He'll save the children, but not the British children.
Yeah, Brexit will save those children. Save them from what? Being alive. The curse, the ultimate curse. Oh my god. By the time I finish this...
You make that joke, but I'm sure there are a few conservative MPs who consider it a mercy killing.
Oh god,
Oh,
Reese-Mogg.
well then. I mean, we're doing them a service.
Oh. We're killing them for free. Normally we charge for that.
I'm just imagining Reese-Mogg as the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang.
The unique position where I can see everything going on with Brexit and not feel, well, I'm glad I'm not there anymore.
Why, are you there?
Oh, no, I'm in
You're in the US, aren't you?
the
But
other
that's
country
just
where,
as bad, isn't
where
it?
wacky shit's happening. Yeah. So
There's no
always
escape.
like, well, I could always England if things get bad. And now I can't. Might start a new life in the ocean.
It's weird being in Ireland and watching all of this, because yeah, it's a case of Britain's shitting its pants and Ireland's just here like, this is what we've been putting up with. Do you?
Yeah, it's from a German perspective also really, because Germany is like a bit antagonized when it comes to the EU, like the EU just being like this extended empire.
Thank
of
you,
the Germans.
Thank you, Morkant, for donating $500. That's incredible of you.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
Wow, awesome.
Sorry, please continue. I just wanted to mention that.
that was all I was gonna say.
That the Germans are perceived as this. Well, yeah, I mean, the EU is seen by many as like a trick by Germany to take over the new way.
There's even like an actual conspiracy theory that the EU is just like a continuation of the Nazi Empire in disguise. I mean, of course, like the EU, like the Germany has like a strong bearing inside the EU because like the leading bloc of the EU is pretty much like the Paris-Berlin axis right now. But yeah, like saying it's a continuation of the Nazi Empire is kind of a stretch, I would say.
A bit much. Das ist
They-
nicht Fräulein.
Clothe these conspiracies up in what they call Euroscepticism, which I remember growing up a lot. That was a big thing back then, the old Eurosceptics.
Yeah.
I remember in '97 it was a huge thing because that was when New Labour came in, and there was all these warnings that Europe would take over Britain. New Labour, new danger. That was their whole thing. They had these creepy cartoon eyes in the Conservative election ad staring at poor people and Europe, eyeing them up. And the next one, it was what's his face? What's that guy? William Hague? He wanted to save the British pound. So that was the only thing he campaigned on. He didn't win, funnily enough, because his entire campaign was run on rescuing the British pound, which wasn't at that great of a risk.
Yeah, rescuing it from what? Thought we were doing fine. That was the whole point.
Yeah, I think at that time they were terrified that the euro would be forced upon the British public.
I figured the thing out. I figured out a small piece of the puzzle. All the cogs are whirring in old H-Bomb's head.
Candy Darling in the chat, yes, I did used to watch Friday Night Armistice.
I'm not sure what that is.
That was Armando Iannucci, David Schneider, and the other one, whose name I can't forget, Peter something. He was on Fist of Fun, worked on a lot of Alan Partridge stuff. But that lot that would work with Steve Coogan and Chris Morris, more as writers than anything else, were the leads of it. And it was like a satire show that would run on, Friday nights. I remember one year, it may have been '97, I remember one year they did the Election Night Armistice, which was, it may have been on BBC Two, and they ran all night during the election.
That sounds
Night
cool.
of satire and everything. It was amazing. Peter Bainham, thank you. The chat, seeing a lot of people listing Peter Bainham now. Yes, Peter Bainham. Back in the day. I only remember one joke, which was just as they were leaving one episode, just as the credits were about to roll, one of them just yelled, we found out what's inside Saddam Hussein's chemical plant and it's Sunny D, which was hilarious at the time because Sunny D was just brand new to the country. So it was always hilarious to say it was full of illegal chemicals.
Yeah. Less funny when all those kids went blind. That didn't happen. No, but
was that actually a thing that Sunny D made the kids turn orange?
I'm not sure if that was an urban legend or what, but it was bad for you. It was a lot. They put a lot of sugar in that. It is bad for you to drink. Yes, that is Jim Sterling, everyone. Yes, he's
because
real.
it was slightly unnaturally orange. Had people thinking it was, nuclear waste, essentially.
Yeah, it tasted orange, even.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Friday Night Armistice, if you can check it out. They did the Church of Michael Jackson back in the day. Which was incredible. David Schneider as a priest in Michael Jackson gear. And all I remember about that sketch in clarity is the big ornate religious statue of Michael Jackson they had in the background in the church, turning around, bending over and bathing everyone in sunlight from its arse. That and an animation they had of Wallace rubbing Gromit's face in dog poo.
That is a mood. There's a lot of stuff. Is the church connection meant to be like a, because of the allegations?
I don't think so. This was, this would have been late 90s. I can't remember if they mentioned any of that. It was mostly just, and that was that time when he was going very sort of self in a Christ-like way. And I think that's, I'm going purely off memory, but I think that's what the takeoff was.
This guy's fucking eyes out. Oh, I'm itching. No, don't attack me now. Oh, I need those. I need this ammo.
This is Ocarina of Time. This isn't Donkey Kong 64.
My controls have been reversed. There we go, they're back and I'm almost dead. Excellent.
Alright, Mumble Pack Paddy. It probably was after the Brit Awards. Some church skit. I remember that! I remember Jarvis Cocker pulling his trousers down. Jackson did his performance.
So, somebody on Twitter has asked me to do something. I don't know if I should.
What is it? What have you done? What is
Read
it?
an excerpt from the Donkey Kong
Revolution. Breadtube Voltron. Oh, okay. Please, go ahead.
Oh, this is about the Great Ape War.
Oh, this will be amazing.
The Great Ape War was a war between the Kongs, aka the Primate Alliance, and the Kremlings, aka the Croc Army, alluded to in various Donkey Kong games. It's thought to have taken place sometime between the classic arcade game Donkey Kong 3 and Donkey Kong Country. However, it's never directly spoken of.
We don't talk about those things.
The lore.
Cranky gets that look in his eye, that 1,000-yard stare.
It was a dark period, yeah. You know, there were atrocities on both sides. No one comes out looking good.
Cranky Kong grabs Donkey every now and then, he's just like, I've seen things, I've done things. Ain't never going back there. That's dark. That's... Where does the giant cycloptic spider fit into the Kong Wars?
I have no idea.
You fought in the
But,
Kong Wars?
this goes into some deep.
Yeah, like especially like even without lore, like just watching this video game, like this world seems so incoherent.
Yeah, this world is the product of something dark. This is a post-apocalyptic story. No question.
Oh, this one. There's a section on this on internal army conflicts. Manky Kong betrayal. When the future was looking bleak for the Primate Alliance, certain groups started questioning whether the war could truly be won. One specific group, the Manky Kongs, began to prioritize the survival of their kind alone, resulting in a rebellion against the Primate Alliance and joining the unknown enemy / Kremlings. The Mankeys may have assisted the Kremlings in attempting to steal the banana horde. This is dark.
Of course they did.
The
What
Alliance
else were
did
they gonna
not
steal?
Oh, that's amazing.
and the Mankey race remained Kong family rejects throughout history. While uncertain, it's speculated something similar may have happened with the Minkies.
The Minkies. Yeah, they were only in one game and disappeared, so it's probably the crime. That is a heck of a... Was that just... Did someone write that in, or what are the sources? You know, cite your sources.
This is it. This is in the wiki. The Great Ape War.
Yeah, but where...
I
where
want to
is it
know
referenced
about...
in the games? Where did it come up, you know?
I have no idea.
Maybe it's like Dark Souls and you just piece it together from various lore, like banana item descriptions and stuff will just allude to trade embargoes held against the Manky Kongs.
Incredible. Oh, banana. Let me sing you the song of my people. To donate, click the button below the video, or go to streamlabs.com/H.BurgerGuy. Yeah, check this out. By the way, thank you to everyone who's had to do the job of explaining how the thing works, because I do not do it well in the stream.
Wolf's at the door, so I'm going to go do my morning poo and then pour out a coffee, and I will be back. You won't miss much because I'm not contributing much except silly noises, so...
Ah, it's been
We
great.
like your silly noises. You're great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a class act.
Be back in a moment, and I'll promise at least one
Enjoy
silly
your morning
noise.
too.
Yeah.
Cheers. That looks very breakable. What is this? What is that? What is that? That's a breakable wall symbol. I'm gonna slap your canister. What does that even mean? Do I have to turn this machine off and then put 3 in? What is it? Okay. 3 barrels on the machine. 3 barrels on the machine. I only have 2 barrels here. There is a 3rd barrel I need to access somehow, and I do not know how.
That will be the name of my vlog YouTube channel, 3 Barrels.
Can you
My Donkey Kong channel.
get a barrel from down? Was there another room that had a barrel? Can you
There
bring
is.
a barrel up?
There is, but bringing the barrel across, I believe, is impossible. I don't know how, so it's impossible. The barrels respawn. Oh, you just do it over and over? Why? What?
Just keep doing it. So. People keep asking who's the Irish person. I don't know. Stop asking.
It's Casey Explosion.
Dresden and the Great Ape War. Gee, please don't.
I fought in the Great Ape War as a general. What is the 13 days to go? That's just me setting a conservative estimate for how long this will take at the current rate. Gaystar just did an article. Yeah. They did. They said 15 hours though, and I've clearly been going for 16.
Maybe the writer just didn't want to watch it anymore. He said, "Oh, okay."
He's been going for 50. He's been going 15 hours, and now I need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
There's only so
Good on
much
him.
you can.
Yeah.
Turn the machine on, they're saying. The machine is on. I turned it on.
Somebody's asking me
wait,
to
this?
say I'm Shrek, you dipshits. So I've done that.
The water wheel needs to be on as well as the belt. What?
What?
How? When? I already played the song in the machine. Oh, is that during the day? Do I have to come back? Ah.
This game is obtuse.
Dude, how are you gonna go 24 hours if this is what comes out of your mouth at 16, 3rd, or 40?
This is the most hard-fought fucking banana I've ever had to do. I don't even... I made it 16 hours.
Oh god, now I've been really put on the spot. Somebody's asking me to use the language of our people. I My Irish is dreadful.
Haha, I'm British. I am speaking the language of my people. That's my language you're speaking. I hate my people so much.
Right, who are we talking about? Sodom.
The British.
Yeah,
Oh,
people
those.
in general. Someone has drawn a banana ferret. I'm going to open that in a new tab. If I can ever middle click it in time, yes, I can. Good.
Someone
Done.
drew Goofy as Sephiroth. This has nothing to do with anything, but I'm going to link it anyway. I'm going to link it so that you can put it up on screen and everybody.
Good stuff. I can't wait to go through all the messages in the chat way after the fact when I've had a lot of sleep.
This is amazing.
We've been going for 17 hours technically because I spent 20 minutes setting up and hitting go. And someone has probably been here all the way through it with me, and they are a very special person. And
Somebody
they
said
shouldn't have
we're
done it.
about to break 200 Sargon.
Oh,
How long is this stream in Sargon?
a Sargon is 5 minutes. I was here, says Buddy Car. Well, some of you might have slept, but you're back. And that's what matters. Oh, Mr. Winterson,
Understand.
you didn't miss Natalie. She will be in whenever it's a wake time in Baltimore, I guess.
You got Natalie Wynn coming up?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, that's great.
One
Oh,
day.
that's brilliant.
Who knows?
Hi, my voice goes when I'm excited about a guest on a show.
Aw. Aw, I love the night theme. I love that theme so much. I'm gonna listen to that for fun after this is
can't
over.
hear it because I've the stream muted, so I've been watching everything on with no sound, and I'm
Poor
missing
thing.
out on half of.
You're missing out on the one good thing.
I'm still fascinated though.
I can't imagine like a kid trying to complete this game.
In one sitting, maybe.
I'm trying.
I can imagine a child
complete it,
thinking,
just
this
not
is my
try
favourite
and
game.
collect
I've seen people speedrunning it, and I still can't imagine people trying to play it. I'm watching right now, and I still
Yeah.
can't imagine it being played.
It's unimaginable.
So I'm going to go pee so that the piss gang have something to do.
Thank you,
So,
Piss Gang.
yay,
What is
piss-
what is this concept of gangs? Like I've joined in on the joke, but I don't understand it. Where did it come from? What's going on?
Didn't you start this gang in particular?
Maybe?
I think it's a basic human gravitation toward territorialism. You got to feel like you're tribalism, really. You got to feel like you're part of a group. Humans can't stand themselves. Ultimately,
That's depressing.
likes to self-identify. That's why they need groups of like-minded people to share the burden of being an individual, essentially.
The darkness of mere being. I created another barrel by leaving and coming back with a barrel that I already had. Okay, I'm gonna make the water wheel spin again. And then what? It's
Is it looking
spinning?
forward to that Warhammer joke when we get to 40k?
Yeah. Thank you, Olivia. So the water wheel is spinning. The thing's going. Now what? Where do I go? What do I do? Who am I? What is that barrel doing here? Help. Mum's netting the warp. Oh, Sean didn't die, he's just muted. He's probably gonna do something better with his time.
Imagine everything that's happening right now cosmically will be on a blip on the radar by the time you're done.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Disappears.
At
over the
16
horizon.
hours, 44 minutes, at this point right now, is nothing. It'll just be
Thanks.
is to the ultimate illusion of this game, however long that'll take.
You're a really supportive person and an excellent ally. I'm back. Hey.
I'm not trying to be malicious even. I'm having very deep thoughts this morning about time and the
that is good of
consequence
you.
of
You
moments within it.
You keep meaning to leave and staying, and that's really good of you, and I appreciate it. And thank you for very much for coming on. Like, it's lovely of you to have done that.
Supposed to be recording the June position right now.
Well, in that case, even more so.
I'll live attention overrules that.
Wow. Make a whole gym position about this one. About this. Don't do that.
That would be fantastic. I would pay good money.
And
to
then
see
donate
George
the
just wail
Patreon money
on
to
Brain.
mermaids.
Won't be
money
this month,
from-
tape, because I'll wait till the stream's over before I do a video.
Oh no! My fucking brain is. Okay,
The
I can
episode will
walk
just
in
be
with the
called
thing.
"What Happened."
Jim Rodham Sterling. What happened? Where were you? The 201st time H.BurgerGuy said "oh banana" before. collapsing in a puddle of his own kidney beans.
It was the banana.
I thought it came from making fun of the really bad rap song Gucci Gang. Okay, well, now I get it. That's perfect. That's all I need to know. This is it. I finally figured it out. It was so simple that my brain had gone... I just assumed it would be a really tough and hard to do thing. But it was just, you carry the barrel in. And it's over. What happened? What is that?
You're nearly done.
Maybe. I have to now, I think, somehow destroy this. I have to get in there, because there is a banana through there, I think. I keep seeing one through the wall. It keeps fading in and out because of the plug-in. And I don't know what that... Yeah, you can see it. Is that there on purpose, or is that like one of the extra weird ones that's stuck in? How does that exist? What is going on? Oh, is that a tiny con thing? Do I have to, like, tiny my way through there? I don't know.
I thought you were going to do that earlier, but then you went through a little hole in the wall.
Yeah. No, tiny couldn't fit under that crusher. It's not a tinyable thing. It's small. Hidden banana discovered? That doesn't exist. Yeah. I don't think that one is real.
How cruel is this game to
It's not
have you fake bananas to teeth?
That was unintentional. That banana was just left there, and you know, a thing accidentally.
Especially if you've been playing the game this long, you're gonna start hallucinating bananas.
Oh, I'm definitely hallucinating.
It's messing with people's heads.
I've hallucinated a hand on my shoulder. You know, I felt a hand. I was like, but it's not. It wasn't real.
That's no good.
Yeah, that's no good. And that's you know, and this is like piss baby hours. Like, this is half a run 360 Chris M would do. This is nothing. I'm not allowed to feel bad yet. This is nothing.
That's it. Yeah, this is nothing.
A fraction of the majesty others have been able to achieve. I can't give up
Just
yet.
keep remembering.
Yeah, remember the
barely
sacrifices
started.
of those that have come before you. Barely started. We're
that'll
almost
help you.
halfway. We're
If you
almost.
just think to yourself, there's so much more to go that'll make you feel better.
Yeah, this game is so big, and that was a good thing. Remember, you got all the positive buzz in 1999. This is the most of it
For being so big.
So big. It's like it's a one game trough and scuff, always, and it will eat you too. Everything you love, gone.
Felt very lied to by gaming magazines growing up, because they only ever praised something for how big it was. When I grew up, I found out that didn't apply to people, just games. So
just games
I
in the
feel a bit
90s as well.
misled.
Yeah. Oh.
Do you know what I was misled by?
What?
What's that?
Kerrang magazine. That was terrible.
Oh, you were one of the cool people who read Kerrang.
Yeah, they gave some horrible scores to some good stuff, and then some of their top picks of the best stuff. I'd go out and buy it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is terrible. And I can't even remember who the hell it was. I bought an album off the back of them praising it. I was like, this is garbage. And the band, like, never heard of them since. Like, they didn't. Yeah, it's all a lie.
Red Mojo back in the day.
Yes, that is Jim fucking Sterling's son. That's right. I will never believe any reviews Pitchfork Media make of anything, because they gave a low review to Yankee UXO, which is one of my favorite albums. And they were that was the first review I looked up just to test them, and it was bad. So fucking. That's my only contribution to this other nuanced conversation. I don't like Pitchfork. That's it. You can carry on now.
Good. Pitchfork.
It's the last remaining neuron in my brain before I pass out. Pitchfork's bad.
Yeah, they stole my logo.
delicious fork. Maybe there's a sausage on the fork. Or maybe the sausage is made of soy. Mmm. And then when you're done, you can jam the fork directly into Piers Morgan.
Saw an old clip of him the other day. I was feeling nostalgic for old shows.
Oh.
I did what I normally do and put on that episode of Have I Got News For You that aired after Angus Dayton's scandal broke out back in the day, where Ian Hislop and Paul Merton brought copies of the paper in. And then I went from that to look at some other clips, and I found the one of Piers Morgan demanding his privacy. Getting very upset at Ian Hislop and Angus Dayton scoring points off him. No, it wasn't Dayton, was it? Morgan was proper young, like a little boy back then, and genuinely got offended, could not hack on a satirical quiz show. But
Classic.
What happened is what would be expected to have happened, and he, had that shit-eating grin on his face, but you could tell he was genuinely upset. And they out for him on the show. They essentially doxed the guy. I can't tell if they used a real address or not, but it was after he had put people's addresses out. It's not something anyone would joke about these days. But in the 90s on British TV, I feel like they used to be a bit gung-ho about people's addresses and stuff.
Yeah, because in order to remember the address, you'd have to video it or remember it. And go to it and look it up, and now with the internet, you can just Google it and go, "Here's a picture."
Yeah.
You can just see it.
It certainly wasn't the first time I'd seen someone's address just put out there on a show.
Yeah.
Back in those days, but Piers Morgan wasn't very happy about it, and demanded his privacy, and everyone in the studio laughed at that because it was Piers Morgan demanding his privacy.
Everyone knows Piers Morgan can't escape.
Wasn't Piers Morgan always this awful? I vaguely remember him, talking to Ben Shapiro about gun control.
His awfulness has been omnipresent, but
in my early teens and didn't know much about politics. I had a Have I Got News For You book, Have I Got 1997 For You. It's why I know more about 1997 than most years ever. And the one thing I remember about Piers Morgan, and it still triggers in my mind when I think about it, because it's just Pavlovian at this point, is a quote of someone calling him a conniving little shit. And that was in 97. And since then, because I'd read that book cover to cover many times, when I hear Piers Morgan, my brain automatically thinks conniving little shit. And that's how I remember Piers Morgan. Yeah, he always was
eerie.
a bad human being.
I have the same kind of mind thing with Piers Morgan, because there was an episode of QI, and I remember one of the questions was name a poisonous snake, and was Alan Davies just shouting out Piers Morgan and then getting a klaxon for it.
That's wonderful. I thought I saw some bananas there. They were there.
There's people keep sending links of this and the Pink News article at Linehan. It's a good time for him to join in. He used to be a fan of mine.
Oh wow!
Did he?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was trying to talk and drink at the same time.
Let's get Glenn in. He has Discord, I bet.
Yeah, he'll join in. He's not a fan of mine anymore.
Oh.
But that's true of a few prominent people. They follow me for a while, and then they realise that I don't just make fun of EA, and that I apply my criticisms to other organisations, and then they get disillusioned. But yeah, me and Glenny, we bantered a little bit here and there, and he followed me, and then I followed him, and then he quietly unfollowed me.
How is that guy so involved in gaming stuff as a comedy writer?
I think he just really likes
he's a nerd
games.
at heart. I mean, he has IT Crowd and stuff. He has it in him. He just isn't very good at anything.
Now, it's a shame about him, isn't it?
It is a shame. Yeah.
Just a little bit of a shame. It's weird how much of the comedy I liked is tied to him. I've been rewatching a lot of Chris Morris stuff, Day to Day, Brass Eye,
Yeah.
Jam, Blue Jam, On the Hour, like all of that stuff I've been going through, and a lot of Alan Partridge as well. And just his name is in the credits of so much comedy. Bloodhound 3 mentioned in Big Train. Started rewatching that too. Very good. Sorry to talk over you. I'll be quiet now.
No. That's it's your job. I can't talk anymore. I'm losing it.
Yeah, it is kind of a surreal thing that somebody whose work you've enjoyed, who you have fond memories of watching whatever they've done and things like that.
Yeah.
It turns out they hate you. It's kind of like shit. It's like Smashing Pumpkins. Used to love Smashing Pumpkins, and still have a place in my heart for some of their music. And then Billy Corgan is a transphobic arsehole.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's a kick in the teeth.
It leaves you questioning, like, how much of Graham Linehan is him facilitating the process of writing, of him getting people together and having that name appeal. Like, how much of his... I'm curious how much stuff attributed to him in terms of, like, his name is on the show is actually his writing.
See, I'm not entirely sure. Like people presume that Black Books is mainly
Dylan Moran and Bill Bailey.
Yeah, and I can see that.
Yeah,
because it's one of the few shows that seem to be more consistent. And but then again.
Or which bits Graham Linehan had more of a hand in, because there are various bits that are very Father Ted cutaway joke. Things like living off mushrooms in his hair and stuff like that seem very... There are certain jokes that wouldn't be out of place on Father Ted, and they seem more Linehan-ish than a lot of the other stuff in the show.
Yeah.
Anything up here?
Casey, what do you think, like, why is it, like, that, like, trans people, despite being such, like, a minority of the population, are, like, these days target of so much, like, vitriolic awfulness?
Well, that's easily explained by the fact that all of the efforts that went into fighting against marriage equality, all of those evangelical groups, that focus on the family, all of them, they didn't go away. People say, okay, hey, we've marriage equality now. That's fantastic. All the bad stuff is gone away. It didn't. They just changed tack. Now they've explained quite openly how focusing on trans people is to basically roll back LGBT rights across the board by attacking trans people as the weakest link. So that's why it's like 30 years ago you had, was it 30 years ago now, the Section 28 in the UK. It's that same sort of demonization. So what we're going through is, it's nothing new. There's absolutely nothing new under the sun. It's just the same old thing, because like even the bathroom debate, 10 years ago you had fierce scaremongering in the US about gays in the military. Oh no, gays in the locker room. So it's just that for the most part, transphobia is just homophobia with the serial numbers filed off.
That's so sad that this stuff, like, never leaves, just, like, changes its targets.
Yeah. People will always look for a safe thing to attack.
Yeah.
You eventually make it to where it gets incredibly difficult for them to get away with hating on one group, and they'll find some other group. I feel like, we see a lot of hatred against groups like furries and stuff, and I've for a long time said that's because they can't get away with hating gay people anymore.
It's safe, yeah.
On
top of that, a lot of
just
people
something.
a lot of people in the furry community are gay, so they get that as well.
I mean,
yeah.
It is kind of like an attack on queer identities by proxy. I think a lot of that stuff.
I don't think much of it is clever strategy. I think it all is just the same foolishness.
Yeah, I just think it's an instinctive latching onto something that's safe for them to get away with hating. And the happy knock-on effect is it will get to the other groups that they really, really hate as well.
It's easier to articulate yourself against the trans mafia than in favor of some theoretical good thing you actually want to achieve, which is what? And it's also like
the message is always the same. It's they are different. I hate them.
Yeah, and it's an unwinnable
that's such
war.
a universal.
Yeah, because the end goal is I have to continuously whine about the trans people forever, because if I ever stop raising this awareness, then they'll be able to use the bathroom that they prefer, and that's it, and then I have to find,
But it's fascinating how, again, bathroom rights has been. Look at any marginalized group over the years, and it's often the same kind of scaremongering. So I mean, for this goes back like a century even to where we first started having women in the workplace. That sort of brought about, there were different bathroom codes and things like that businesses had to adhere to, and businesses would be like, oh no, it's too expensive to get in female toilets, we don't want making excuses for not wanting to have any sort of inclusion there. So, and again, the same was kind of this similar kind of thing with accessibility and disabled toilets, things like that. It's often just the same kind of like, no, we don't want to include people, fuck off. It's kind of weird how bathrooms keep coming up in letting people just go live life.
I think it helps that bathrooms are inherently seen as private things, even public ones. You've got everything's cubicled off for the most part, and so it just lends that air of the unknown to it. Or anything could happen in a bathroom, and from there you can extrapolate all sorts of terrible things without needing to prove a bloody aspect of it, not one element of it.
If you take that kind of scaremongering as fact, you can ask just about every trans woman many have been assaulted in bathrooms, and it's like I've been assaulted before, and it's like the people who these issues really affect are trans people and cis women who are not conforming to gender stereotypes often get targeted. You have plenty of examples of people, a woman with a short haircut and getting shit for going to the quote-unquote wrong bathroom because they don't look like they fit there.
If there's no real evidence for the problem everyone says is a problem, but there's plenty of evidence for the results of people thinking there's that problem, creating a very real problem as a result, almost as if that's a problem, as if it's bullshit, and the bullshit has gotten people hurt.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn the game down just so you guys can talk, because it's pretty loud and it's blaring, and this is an important topic. This is the point of the whole thing, so...
Yeah, I think it's really great that you're doing, that you picked this specific charity, because from my perspective, I think I'm not sure I ever met a trans person in my entire life. But so I never knew much about it. It wasn't just part of my life. I never interacted with it somewhere. And then I thought, I was working on a response video towards like this general like I'm sure you guys have seen this like a right-wing outrage when like the police officers march at a gay pride parade or like generally are supportive of LGBT people. And in researching for that, like I learned a lot about this stuff, like how like the lack of trust between LGBT, but especially trans people and the police, and how much problems that causes. It's like all around awful.
Yeah, I think it takes... It's very hard to really learn about these issues, and that's one reason why I think a charity that its objective is to talk about it is important, because there will kind of always be people who need to be, you know, who need to be like they need someone to have that conversation with them. Like, I didn't understand pronouns and identity and what the deal was until I met an intersex person, and then like they explained it to me and it made sense. And before then I just hadn't understood it at all. And it annoys me to this day that I had to have that conversation with someone without just figuring it out on my own. But sometimes you need someone who's good at explaining it, and I appreciate that there are people who are willing to make that their job. No one should have to, but
still a lot I don't understand, and I think the key factor is recognizing that that is the case, that you don't know everything, and that sometimes it is better to just like shut up and let by a topic, the actual people who are affected by these topics talk, and you know, I don't say let them talk. That sounds very smug. You know, just you shut up while they talk and actually learn something. That's how I've really grown as a person myself over the years. Is to me doing very little. One can't claim credit for it even. It's other people who have the patience for them to actually teach these things, talk about these things, highlight these things, let big idiots know what they mean and what the different positions on the spectrum actually represent.
Yeah, I very much agree with the concept of, you know, it's not your job to educate people. Like, no one should have to do it, and it's sad that it's necessary for anyone to do it. But I have nothing but respect for the people who choose to make it their job to educate people, because that is the hardest job. Literally, like, teachers are underpaid and they're the most important people in the world. And, you know, that's... Especially on something like this, I'm glad there are those people, but I know it takes a lot out of people. So, yeah.
Yeah, especially, like, considering how awful the opposition often is. I mean, now, like, the overtone window on YouTube or online is like kind of starting like to shift a bit, but like if you go like a year or two back and look at the comment section of like the average Riley J. Dennis video or Milo Stewart, it's just like sickening, really.
Absolutely. Gosh. Is there anything
a lot of people act
I
like
should
it's
let
a
you go,
hardship.
Jim. You keep getting pulled back in. Are you? I'm giving you the opportunity to actually make your escape, if you need to. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Oh no.
Hello?
Oh.
What? I'm listening. I have a Doritos.
Oh. Oh, I was just asking Jim if he wanted to leave, because I know he has a day to get to.
I mean, I'm alright. This stops me thinking about tonight, so I'm okay with that for right now. Because I deal with a Hattiesburg crowd tonight.
Okay.
So this is keeping me occupied, because otherwise I'd just be pottering. I'd probably just still have the stream on, but I'd be pottering around worrying about things. Things that hangs on anxiety and just stays there all day long if it feels like it.
So, Jim, I'm gonna send you a message. This is relevant to what I've been talking about. But so that's a little article about basically about what I've been saying. It's kind of like the whole plan of why they're directing hate towards trans people just now. So that's yeah, that's what I've been talking about.
For those of you who are curious, Sean isn't in the call anymore. I assume he knows I'm taken care of. I'm in good hands. Which, thank you. Is he drinking enough water? Yeah, loads. I'm the most hydrated boy in the whole world.
I've tried linking in the Twitch chat, but it's deleted. So I don't know if I need permission.
That's strange. Twitch is very weird with links, and I don't know what to do to make it like people post them. It's weird.
I want to see if I can get somebody else to post it.
Yeah, I think a mod can post it.
So I've just messaged somebody.
Casey Doritos Crunch.
Nom, nom. So I've DM'd links to a mod.
Sweet.
Stream is a metaphor for Brexit. The more I watch it,
It's very, very.
because I feel like
tiresome.
this is something
And it won't stop.
have to happen. But you're kind of continuing with it out of pride. And you could stop it at any moment. It's not too late to stop any of it, but you're soldiering on to the point where you're gonna go beyond and just everything's gonna break down.
He's going to go bananas.
Yes.
Thank you for that incredible metaphor.
Able to hoard a devalued currency that has no application in the real world.
Slay Queen.
Oh, people are asking me to tweet the art.
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
Okay, so yes, it's an article, Christian right tips to fight transgender rights. So this was from 2017, and it discusses I've posted about this on Twitter before, but the article itself is about how they're planning to break up what they call the LGBT alphabet soup. And
Oh,
that each
yes, I've heard
individual
about that,
part
yeah.
is more, once you've got them all out of the way, like individually, they're easier to
It's divide and conquer. It's a
exactly.
ancient strategy, yeah.
So it's after that particular conference, the family research, what is it? The FRC, their big hate conference in it was 20.
The Institute of Utter Disastrous.
Yeah.
They're always terrible names as well. They're like so obviously what they are, like Family Protection Conference, the Institute for Logic, or whatever. Just absolutely terrible names.
But it's after that conference where they were highlighting a lot, discussing strategy and talking. It's all very out in the open, and the entire bathroom debate was kind of concocted by these kind of right-wing Christian groups, and it was after that all these. Britain has been had a lot of transphobic stuff going on, and it's always kind of it's always been there, but like over the last year or so, a lot of these new groups have started popping up, and it's all kind of linking back to the conservative Christian, the movement in the US. It's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely an old strategy. It's a thing that's been done before, but they always think it's unique. Like the thing you said, like what if, in a way, we're protecting women by making sure they can't work, because that means that means nothing bad happens in the bathrooms of the work. It's like, what are you saying? Just people shouldn't have the same rights as other people because it puts them in slightly more danger. Like, the danger doesn't, like, no one is safe. It's the bathroom thing doesn't make any sense. Like,
for your own good is again ancient.
What if someone commits a crime? Like, the crime is already illegal. Like, it's not. It doesn't make any sense. It's the part where it's just the arguments they made about gay people again is the thing. Is like the bathroom thing is the same, exactly, and it just makes it so blatant.
That's actually one of the contributions that I made to Sean's recent video. People have seen my name in the credits, and one, like, in case anybody's wondering, he did most of the work on that. My input was actually quite minimal, but what I did suggest was to include the reference to "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" and how there was bathroom fear mongering there. It's it's nothing new. So that was one of my suggestions.
Straight people who don't like it, who just want their bathroom for straight people, should be given by the government a bucket. It's their bucket. They can do what they like with it.
So you have a personal bathroom. You can bring it wherever you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking before. Like, that's a good resource saving tool. Is instead of all these wasteful resources where you get given, a plastic, a cardboard container for every drink you ever buy, and then you throw it away. At birth, everyone gets a cup, and you have one cup, and if you lose it, you have to build your own receptacle to drink from.
Hang on. Everybody gets one cup.
You're bought. Yeah, it's given to you. You're given a cup. It's on a string.
So, okay, and if you lose it, so you might have to share.
Yeah, you have to share with
somebody else.
Build another cup.
We can't have that.
So maybe two cups could share one cup.
I want to apologize as well. I got called. Sorry. Got called out on the stream for talking over people, Casey especially. It's not intentional. There is some lag on this end. I'm trying not to talk over people, especially people who are way more qualified to talk about certain subjects. Like when we talk about shit buckets. Okay. But there are certain things that I'm trying to be more listening on, but I end up talking over people. It's not intentional at all.
I mean, as a shit bucket, I think I should have to say on it.
I know there are issues that I'd like to learn more about. Like, I don't know the half of most of this stuff, so it's fun to learn about. But like, my brain is so slowly rotting, so I'm continuously going, oh, but I just have this to say, and then I can be quiet for the rest of the stream, and it just keeps firing. I'm sorry.
Oh, they are past that 40k mark.
Oh wow! 40k.
When did that happen?
It happened while I was talking about being a shit bucket.
Oh! What happened?
Wow.
Okay, who has to come up with the Warhammer joke now?
I was going to make Sean do it, and he's gone.
Oh my god.
He knew it, he's escaped, he got out. Oh, someone called Nido King at 2:27 p.m, so just before, donated $2,000. I don't know anything about Warhammer, but I'd hear this joke and contribute to a great charity at the same time. Thank you, Nido King. Who's got a joke?
Like, seriously, like, you guys are incredible. This is just, like, mind-boggling to me. How generous all of you are.
It's absolutely amazing. The real heroes are the people watching the stream.
Yeah.
I'm just playing a video game. Literally, I'm not doing anything valuable at all.
You are doing something incredibly valuable, and don't knock yourself.
I'm reviewing Donkey Kong. I'm a Donkey Kong reviewer.
You're collecting all these bananas.
I'm collecting
the least valuable things to do with your time and turned it into an incredibly valuable thing. That's like magician level.
I'm not even a gamer. I'm a glorified banana collector.
No, you're officially a gamer now. That's what's been reported in the...
I've been reported in the news as a gamer.
Yes. As the gamer. You're the gamer.
I've officially made it. I hope to finally get one of these gay cards I've been hearing so much about my entire fucking life.
Right, I'm going to be back in a moment. Let's let the piss gang have their moment.
If Diddy can fly through the star, the ways in will be revealed. Thank you, Wrinkly Kong. Came back from the dead to give me this useless advice that I can barely even pass anymore. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit Monkey, Grandma. Who is that? Who is Wrinkly Kong in the canon? Who?
It's one of the ghosts from the Great Ape battle.
The first casualty.
Yeah. Or the last one. The unknown ape.
The unknown. Trying to think of a joke. So.
Yes.
It's.
That would be an amazing stand-up routine. You just take the microphone, right? Hold on, I'm trying to think of a joke.
Okay. Ha! Now I can work backwards from my laughter to a Warhammer-related joke.
I'm gonna reverse engineer a joke.
The fucking banana bird just
I
handed
used
me
to
a
collect
banana.
Warhammer. I should be
Yeah.
good at this, but I can't think of one.
Did somebody
Maybe-
say bananas for the banana throw?
It's not good enough. It's not worth any of it. You can't.
Maybe something regarding how a lot of people in the Warhammer 40k fandom are reactionaries.
It's not a joke, really. That's just sad. I think that, Graham Linehan would get on really well with Warhammer 40k fans because he, like them, is just cosplaying, fighting for any reasonable cause. That's not even a joke. That's, again, just a sad observation that's true.
Yeah.
It's not really a joke. Warhammer itself is the joke. Well, I was going to make Sean do it, and he's gone, so there we go. Wow, it's Harris the Gamer Bomber Guy. Thank you for Lancaster. Oh. It is officially the time I went to sleep. Yesterday, before the stream. So this is the amount of time I normally spend awake, but just having to put in all of that additional effort.
This is nuts.
Yeah. So
You've been
this is it.
17 hours and then some change is... I'm astonished at this. I was tired last night just watching.
And we're on level 6 of 8.
Yeah, and you're also almost like constantly talking with like only short interruptions, which is like the most exhausting thing when I'm streaming.
But I have a lot of help, and I have a lot of incredible generosity, and that does, it changes you. I check out. I forgot the name. It's like, look up Nibbler. High score documentary, and the guy who gets the high score of that arcade game it's really fun and good, and it's really inspirational watching him get the high score, because it takes him like 40 hours and he just stays up. And there's a really good book ending thing. There's a good mac and cheese story that comes up again in a fun way right at the end that's like, oh wow, full circle, and it's beautiful. I don't even remember this level in the game. I think I might have skipped this somehow. I think I just got all the bananas and ignored it. We're officially in territory where I just have no idea what is even in the game anymore. And you on the way to the first tag barrel. There's 8 million different kinds of banana. $69 for $20. That's far too high to ever try and reach.
Do it.
That's an ungodly high number, and I don't know what the end goal should be.
Go on, 69 for $20. Do it. Oh, and set... Can I... can I make a suggestion for setting what the goal will be? The title of the goal, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Neo is better than Bloodborne.
Officially, it officially happens.
Yeah. If it gets to 69,420, Neo is officially the better.
No, I will not allow that on my stream. I will not allow that to happen. I will start advising people not to donate. Yeah. At 69,420, we get another Warhammer joke. We get it. We get the return of the Warhammer joke. I'll make the same one again. I'll get Sean to come up with one. I'm sure he's cooking one up off stage. Yep, yeah, the Nibbler documentary is good. It's up there with King of Kong. I think it's just not as well known. King of Kong, however, is made much better by the fact that the main villain in it also cheated the whole time. I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind. Oh.
I ended up just getting distracted reading Warhammer quotes.
That's
I
a good
could turn into a
distraction.
joke, but most of them are just mean. The Emperor's greatest gift to humanity. Joke there.
Hmm.
I can't turn that into a goof. I do like this one. Blessed is the mind too small for doubt. See why a lot of reactionaries fell into liking it, because they take a lot of the Empire stuff just at face value.
Yeah, it's kind of very on the nose. Kind of these are not good guys, but you know. But then
Beginning reform is
people who
beginning
will-
revolution.
There's people who'll read Watchmen and think Rorschach is a good guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, same with Breaking Bad and Walter White, and I don't know. There's another one people really like that is clearly a bad guy as the protagonist.
I think in the movie he like sometimes comes off as like the principal, not good guy, but at least like staying true to his principles.
Yeah.
Some of the
He's back.
the framing that the movie had with regards to Rorschach, they put him in very. Some of the weird rants that he had were framed very differently in the original comic book. It's like so the whole you know the sort of rant where he goes on the you'll look to me to save you and I'll whisper no. In the comic book, he's there holding the sign "The end is nigh." It's kind of like it's very portrayed as very fevered rant, whereas in the film, then it's showing him in a very heroic pose, looking down at us, and it's like, no, God, that yeah.
But can that not be how Rorschach sees himself, considering that it's a self-aggrandizing, talking to himself moment? Like, that's him imagining his ideal entrance, as it were?
I don't know. I think it's just the framing in the movie got it.
Like
there's plenty of people
whose
who will
experience
read-
is that scene? Like, is that like who else is like?
I think that's Zack
Yeah.
Schneider's.
Like, I don't get the point. I don't get it.
I like the Watchmen movie.
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
yeah. I don't get what that means. What difference that really makes. It's a bit like the question I think the film is asking is, what perspective does each scene prioritize, and is their perspective reliable? You know, is when the comedian looks back in time, is he objective? Is he remembering this correctly, or is he remembering Vietnam as just this patina of old movies that it's become? And when something terrible happens to him, like when he gets attacked and Manhattan doesn't save him, is he remembering that absolutely correctly, or is he remembering it much worse than it actually was? How does Manhattan remember it? And isn't the movie itself a distorted memory of a thing that already exists? So isn't it interesting how distorted Rorschach has become through a simple, translation into a movie? I'd find that stuff quite interesting. There's that very, very famous interview where Snyder mentions that he asked Alan Moore how he would adapt it, and Moore said, "I wouldn't." And I think the point of the film is almost, here's why you wouldn't adapt Watchmen. And that's an interesting story, but that's me as a pretentious person coming up with a reason why I found, coming up with a way of justifying the ideas I happen to have watching it that have probably nothing to do with anything. But yeah. Also, Rorschach he's badass like Rorschach is such a. It's a comment that me and some friends have as an in-joke because it's like the most. Here is a thing that someone who doesn't get it would say. Like, if that makes sense.
Have you guys read the graphic novel Mouse?
I've always meant to and not.
I want to do a video on that, like my first media analysis thing. I want to do on Mouse.
It's so good.
Yeah. Did you know that it caused this huge shitstorm in Poland, and people were burning copies of the book in front of the author's house?
I did not know that.
Okay, just for people in the chat who don't know what Mouse is, it's a comic about where someone tells the story of his father as a Holocaust survivor, and all of the different European nationalities are animals. And the Jews are, that's not nationality, but they're made up to be a distinct group in the graphic novel. They're the mice, and the Germans are the cats, and the Polish are depicted as pigs, and they didn't take that kindly.
I think I can maybe see why. This controls just poorly enough that it's not my fault that I failed this incredibly easy challenge. Yeah, it's a really deep movie, because you think it's about the treatment of mice in a cartoon world, but the mice are actually, if you think about it, they're treated a lot like the Jews were treated in real history.
So you might keep cutting out there. Who's treated like the Jews?
The mice in the comic book. It turns out that that's actually what happened to real people, and not just the mice.
Yeah.
I think it's really.
I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to give off too many. I have this thing when I have ideas and things that I want to do, and I talk about them a lot, the drive to actually do them,
Just fascinated by this.
I'm furiously itching. So much of my tired skin are just off the reach of the camera. I think he's going for deep irony and is too tired to nail it. Yeah. Satire is when it's got animals in it. Classic Stuart Lee bit. Ah. Oh, good.
You've got a banana.
For the correct Kong. That was a freebie. They put it in a place that's a little bit quite hard to see, so you could theoretically leave and not see it. I love it. I love it.
Okay, folks, I'm off for now. I very much enjoyed talking to you. Harry, stay strong.
Thank you.
Casey, I hope we'll talk to you again sometime. Talk to each other again.
Take care.
Yeah. See you everyone in chat. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, good, he's gone. We can talk about him behind his back. He's a lovely
Just missed saying bye to him. I slipped off to refill my coffee while you all were talking about comics.
Welcome back.
Bye! I know it's not here now, but if it's... Bye!
Lol. I'm just seeing the stream. I know there's a little delay and... Oh my god.
Thing.
Best that's going on live stream fails. Or whatever that YouTube channel is that's like, oh, here's clips of something bad happening. I'm so tired.
This is wonderful.
Is that technically a
Like
speedrun
your
fail? Does this
orangutan
count as a speedrun anymore? 17 hours in. The speedrun race of this game has finished long ago.
So yeah, what 3 hours was saying about wanting to do a video on something and not wanting to talk about it too much. I kind of feel that way.
Just 7. I have 92 coins because I've been walking around the levels picking everything up.
I think Machinima just died.
Yeah, I saw that.
The
They
YouTube
deleted
channel.
everything.
Really?
Yeah, Machinima. Yeah. Apparently, a whole bunch of people got moved over to full screen without being told.
Wow! The channel just deleted. Like they just put up a new video for the first time in like 3 months, like a couple days ago, and then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it just wiped. I think that like stuff's still around, but
Wow.
yeah.
Nice.
Like I only just spotted it because I got messaged about it asking if I was on it and if I'd had any changes, but I'm not with them, so.
What power did I just get? I wasn't paying attention. Can someone who with brain, with mind power left, please explain the gurgle?
Oh, I have just received a fantastic Warhammer joke that all the Warhammer
Straight from the
fans
trenches.
will- it's fresh from the Emperor's poop pipe.
Oh, that's
So, are we all ready for the for this Warhammer joke? It's a nice. Are we ready?
this place.
Here's the Warhammer joke. Age of Sigmar.
Ah!
Oh.
That's a spicy one.
Okay, what are we going for? 69420.
69420 and Neo is better than Bloodborne.
Dark Souls 2 proven best Dark Souls. No.
Rewatched your Dark Souls 2 video recently.
Oh, does it hold up? I've forgotten all of it.
It's
And
a
they're my favourite
fantastic
ones
video.
to
Wow.
watch of yours. The ones where you go really deep on like a game or a show. Like I love Sherlock. I love it. But I adore your Sherlock is rubbish video.
Oh.
Sort of 90 odd minutes of tearing into a show that I really love. But I greatly enjoy your take on it and your demolishment of it. Because I'm one of them people who, also weakest in the series. I enjoy it, but criticisms and complaints I have about it, you actually very effectively argue against in your video, and I love that. I love seeing that kind of stuff. Sort of someone who's got a completely different, near opposite perspective, arguing really, really in depth and convincingly on their side of it.
Yeah.
I find it very edifying.
Thank you. That's cool. I'm glad you like it.
You're very welcome,
I
mate.
try my
No
best
worries.
to argue
no
my
worries.
perspective entertainingly. I feel like that's the last of a type of video I made where I was very over the top mean to people in a way that I figured would obviously read as a joke, whereas some people didn't, and they felt it was like actively a trick. And I think there's a lot of things I would do differently and things I would add, but it's also like I stand by it with a few modifications, and I'm pretty happy with it. But it's been a while since I sat down and watched it. I don't watch my old videos very often because it takes me a while
I'm
for
the
them to
same.
renew. Yeah.
I tend to watch
Watching the stuff I make.
some of the older H-bomb videos I've been rewatching because I've just been tired and not having the focus to really watch much of something that requires concentration. So I've been rewatching some older stuff that I've seen before, and while we're heaping praise, there's this one cut in one of your videos that I I'd completely forgotten about and burst myself laughing at. And it's one of the best cuts I've seen in anything ever.
Oh.
Where I can't remember the video, but like you mentioned something and that happened in a previous video. Open your mouth, the camera zooms into the mouth.
I
You make
remember
this
that.
whole kind of noise. And it's
Why
like
did I put this in my mouth?
so the little video of the flashback to the previous video takes place in your mouth.
I remember that. I was really happy with that. Just kind of happened. Like I was gonna just cut to it, and then I was like, I bet in After Effects I could just quickly put it in my mouth, put the camera in my mouth.
That was just fantastic. I adored that.
Thank you. I was either Pickup Artist or the Golden One. I forget which one.
It was Pickup Artists.
It was a flash. One of them flashing to the other, whichever order I did them in. But I forgot what the order was.
And I also do somebody in the Twitch chat said earlier that they loved when you yelled out my voice at the end of your videos, and I'm like, I love that.
Oh yeah. You were just
'Cause
the person who gave me money to yell your name, and now you're a famous Twitch.
I actually haven't given you money in a while, apart from donating on the stream. So
Yeah.
it's been a little while since I've given you money.
I will probably scream Casey Explosion just out of habit when I do the credits at the end of the next video.
Oh, that's nice. But yeah, I stopped most of my Patreon-age for a while because I was trying to save enough to upgrade my computer. I'm being asked to remind you to save.
I have done.
And restart. So save and restart to avoid a memory leak.
That's the one, yeah. Memory leak.
Oh, right, yeah.
The memory leakage.
Because I think you've been awake that your own memory is starting to leak.
I've definitely left a couple times now. I've definitely bothered to do it. But if it crashes, you can restart the emulator and it will continue from the place you saved. It doesn't delete your save.
Oh, that's handy.
I don't think so. I mean, it could be, DKTV. I am actually fading. This is now...
Alright, you're only 17 hours in.
Yeah, 80.
You're perfectly fine.
It's reasonable to be this gone, but I also would like to have... I'd like to have made it the first 24 and then taken the first break, but if I go now, I can go for like... I can nap. And then wake up and do it all again immediately afterwards. Do another 17 hours. And we're 47%. Okay.
Like what? Like I'm not good at math, but you've got like maybe 2 Lord of the Rings movies before you can have a proper kip. That ain't that long.
I mean, if you think about it, if I can get to 50%, then yeah, I promised I would sleep if I needed to, and I'm getting there. I don't need to just yet. I'll eke out as much as I can, and then we're gonna activate Skeleton Crew. We're gonna... I'll turn the call, or I'll move it into a server or something, so that people can come and go as they please, and everyone who I've said could be on to pass time can do it, and I'll sleep and return. I will return.
How long are you planning to nap for?
I mean, it could be 8 hours. Like, this is a sleep I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about, nodding off for an hour and then getting back to it.
Oh, no, that would be pointless.
Because you only
I'd just be
need
so
30
tired.
minutes.
Yeah, invite Sean over. I mean, it would take him a while, and also, I am technically still house-sitting.
Somebody asked if they could send you pizza.
You cannot send pizza to my address. It's unfood sendable. I live in the woods. It is very hard to get to my house. The internet is bad. It's that... I've just been spinning the camera. That's the problem. Expanding Universe still nothing better.
I was just laughing. Imagining you telling someone I'm just off into the woods to play Donkey Kong for 24 hours.
Yeah, I effectively live in a cabin. you know, my neighbour's job is to breed dogs. You can hear dogs barking. If you yell, you startle them and you hear tons of dogs barking. And then they set each other off and it just never stops. Who am I? Where am I? What do I do? What is happening?
No, I'm gonna go take another quick bathroom break. So
Inside contraband. Oh, I should probably check on my my Facebook
I
Messenger
will return.
just to see what happens. Nat was active 6 hours ago on Messenger, which means that maybe by the time I'm up, maybe I'll have
I don't know how
slept
you're
through
doing
all
this.
of the awake. Don't know how I'm what.
This one, I've been on this stream like what, maybe an hour, if that, and I'm already feeling sleepy again.
You're already
I've just
tired of
woken
this
up.
game. Yeah, it's what it does to people.
It looks exhausting. It really. I don't know why this game is the way it is. I'm fascinated. It's almost like Rare. It reminds me of Killer is Dead. Game.
Oh,
Where
that game is.
Suda was clearly high on his own supply. Like,
Yeah.
he went too far in being Suda.
It's,
Then it's like Rare went too Rare.
It's not. Yeah, it's like Killer is Dead is unacceptable. I've tried playing it and just had to like stop. It's just
Stand
not
it.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I
nothing.
found that no.
Sorry.
Hey?
Sorry, I think you lagged for a sec, or maybe I lagged.
Yeah. Lag makes British streamers very British.
Yeah. What's
I'm sorry after sorry there.
Yeah. That's me.
But yeah. Yeah, this is very much the Killer is Dead of the Donkey Kong series. Just Rare
modern.
went too far.
Very modern comparison, and I'm here for it.
It's a shame about that new one. Travis Strikes Again.
Oh, is that bad?
It's dreary. It's just dull. I mean, that's the thing. Like, even Killer is Dead was interestingly weird and bad. But this was just dull.
That's a shame. Does it play similarly to the previous ones?
No, it plays very much what it is, a spin-off that needs to sell enough copies to convince someone to fund a real game.
Oh, no. That's a shame.
Yeah, it's a kind of this near top-down arcade thing. You just hold down a button and run around, basically.
Yeah. You can be a cold hit, but if you don't make the money... It's awful. Capitalism is bad. Under socialism, we'd have 9 No More Heroes games. And one of them would be really good, and the rest, you know, they'd be alright. You play them a few minutes.
Yeah. Chat, I will not make H.Bomb cry again. I don't do that on purpose. That's just a natural result of being near me. He may cry again, folks, but that will just be a function of normally.
So-
I do it all the time. I burst into tears halfway through a sentence because I've got to hear my own voice.
I have returned, and I'm gonna ask: Have you played The Missing H-Bomb? I know, Jim.
I have not.
There's something missing in your life.
Oh, you'll like that. Mechanically is Swery 65's best work, The Missing. And thematically it's
a piece of work.
It's a game in the tradition of Limbo, and before it, Out of This World, Abe's Odyssey, that kind of thing. But they turn the mechanic of someone dying horribly, which is a big part of those games, and actually turns it into a mechanic as a puzzle solver. So you're this character who gets mutilated and chopped up and uses the results of that on her body to solve puzzles. And it's very... the sound effects are horrific.
It is much, but I need to go back and play more of that because I love
It's quite a thing.
My girlfriend was watching me play a little of it, and she thought I was she thought I was vicious for like.
This is the fastest speedrun anyone's ever done of this particular run I made up on an emulator that requires changing plugins. What am I doing? What did I do this? What did I? Who has the bananas that I need to go back for?
Could have played Ty the Tasmanian Tiger instead.
Oh, by the way,
Somebody's
the goal
asking-
is we do this again. The goal is literally,
Somebody has said you need a new skill from Cranky.
yeah, gotta take it to the fridge. But it is. I'll set up a couch and a camera and some takers, and we'll do it as a team. On official hardware, modified slightly with like an HDMI output or something, we'll do it. Or maybe with like the Wii U, and it'll be much, much worse. Because people will trade hands and no one will remember how to play the game or watch any of it. It's gonna be great. I look forward to that. To suffering with friends. That sounds like very preferable to what is happening now. Or I'm suffering alone and occasionally with friends. Which is nice in its own way, but I'm stuck. I'm alone in the prison of the mind, which is all that matters. The mind. I'll show you the life of the mind. I'm doing really well. Can you tell?
I think you're losing your grip on reality, but that's
If I think I'm doing well, then I definitely am, yeah. There you are.
Ooh.
One shot, one kill. That was a demo of what happens when you miss. I'm glad to provide this service to you. Suffering with Friends was recorded in front of a live studio audience through the internet. Thank you. This game is morally taxing. Are other people talking? I can't hear them anymore.
No, I'm silent. I'm sorry. I should be.
Oh,
I ended up
Banana.
hypnotized by the gameplay. I'm just staring at
Oh, banana.
the Rube Goldberg machine making the bananas come out.
101 bananas.
Enough to make a banana skin suit.
50% of the bananas.
Do you actually have bananas in the house at the moment?
No, I hate bananas.
What?
I hate bananas.
That's unusual. That's
Dear God.
interesting.
No, I despise them. As a small
Taste
child,
the texture.
And you're
as a small
playing
child,
this?
my dad had like a pizza, and it'd gone off. It'd been there for a few days, and I saw a pizza and I was hungry, and it was there, so I assumed it was fine. I ate it, and tasted the decomposing pizza, and threw up immediately. But the brief taste was exactly like banana. And now, whenever I taste a banana, that is the taste, and my brain immediately goes, "You need to get this out of your body now." So I just can't.
It's wild.
But a friend of mine made me. I was just going to a competition where you had to like do a fruit-related picture, and she called me and said, "I need you to go to my flat. Here is where I've hidden the key. Here are the instructions to get into my room. I need you to because I'm home for the holidays, and I need you to get my camera. And there's a banana costume there. I need you to get Jordan to take a picture of you in the costume eating a banana." I was like, "I will do this for you, Ellie." And I did it, and it was horrific. And I made someone else take the bite of the banana, so it looks like I had taken it. And that experience was so interesting, being given instructions to break into someone's flat by them
May
while
I
they were away.
interrupt a moment?
Yeah, okay.
You've said no to pizza already,
Yes.
but mermaids are offering to send you pizza.
That is an incredible offer, and that's so kind.
Yeah.
But literally,
So-
no one will. I can type my postcode in right now, and nothing comes up. That's just don't.
Oh.
Thank you, seriously. But I have a pizza. I can oven it if I need it. That's incredibly kind of you. Wow, I feel very seen. The pizza's not the problem, but yeah. Speaking of pizza, there's that banana story. But yeah, and then for some reason, because that was such a weird, interesting story, I made that my avatar on YouTube. One of the pictures taken for that competition that a friend of mine did, and I forgot to change it when I started doing YouTube full time, and now it's stuck. And it's too much of a brand for me to change it. How much for you to eat a banana? No amount of money. No amount of money. It's off. It's not on the table.
I would take umbrage with that. When you tell someone you don't like something, their immediate response is to try and get you to eat it.
How much money? Yeah. Well,
I'm especially sensitive to that because I've got a fairly lethal nut allergy, and there are always stories of people who want to test it by putting nuts in your food or something.
like I'm feeling sick
bringing
thinking about
bees
eating
to
one
the
in a way that, like I would even eat something else that would make me feel sick before I would eat a banana because of the visceral particular response I have to it. I even like it, even memories, because it was such a bad, horrible event. I ate something completely destroyed, but that looked like a pizza. Everything else vaguely related to it, other memories are corrupted by this sort of sudden sick thing. So, I can't watch Spaceballs because I was watching Spaceballs with my dad during it, and one of the characters in it, as it goes, is Pizza the Hut. And, that character, the way it looks, it reminds me of throwing up immediately and makes me go, ugh. There's, an entire little disc of related memories that are corrupted by how sick I was made by this pizza, that I can't think of or be reminded of or watch certain things. And, I don't know, I was reading something as well around the same time, and when I think about it, Bart Simpson's Guide to Life, that, children's Simpsons book, I think about that a little bit, and I go, oh yeah, I'm getting the taste of banana in my mouth, and I want to throw up. It's incredible.
Do you find it interesting that you have spent about 17 hours so far collecting bananas?
Yeah, it's not bananas themselves that make me feel sick, it's just the idea of eating them. And I see them as abstract objects. They're just sprites on a screen. It's okay. They're not real.
I was going to infer some sort of...
Yeah, I guess.
How Scarecrow's only scared of Batman, so he fights Batman all the time. Because he likes being scared.
Oh. That's clever.
Which is pretty hardcore, actually.
Yeah. What a badass. New respect for Scarecrow. You have to face the fears. Feel the fear and then do it anyway. Yeah. H1, would you say bananas are just shapes?
Well, they're banana shaped. And that is a shape that people use to
if you sharpen
relay
a pear
something
enough, could you make it into a stabbing implement, or would it just break first?
Pear?
A pear, yeah.
If you freeze it first.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, even at its crunchiest, a pear isn't going to break skin without squashing itself, unless frozen. But that could be true of a lot of things.
Pears are my most on-hand. The reason I bring pears up is because pears are my most on-hand fruit. Because a house near me has a garden with some pear trees. I could pear them down.
Put a pear in a fridge. You might have a bludgeoning instrument, but you may need multiple pears. You may need to bring a bag of pears, and you could possibly, possibly bludgeon someone.
H-Bomb. I have a message from mermaids. They said to please tell him we'll take him for pizza to say thank you when he's finished.
Okay, that I would love. Thank you. It's a date. Yeah. Def. I'd love to do that. Thank you very much. Wow.
This is amazing. This
is
a fantastic stream.
Oh, good. We can end this period of the stream as it began, with this fucking slime. I hope at the end you get to kill it with a pear.
So
Best bet would
such
be
a
like a
fucking
sack
head
of
start.
pears like they were doorknobs.
beat
A
somebody
sack
with
of pears.
pears.
Yeah.
Do some serious damage with a sack of pears.
Oh, I had a housemate once, and
It's a Midsummer Murders episode.
we used
Excellent.
to
This is
kind
exactly where
of
the camera should be.
insult each other and threaten each other in comical ways. We used to come up with the more inventive ways of threatening each other, which was very healthy for housemates to do.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I can't remember most of them, but I remember threatening him once, jokingly of course, that I would bleed him, put his blood in the freezer, fashion an ice knife out of it, and then stab him with his own blood.
That's a good one. I'm gonna steal some of your blood. Oh, I jumped bad. Oops. So
Stabbing someone with their own blood, that's a power play.
I just want to indicate my thoughts on this issue of, do you remember the absolute worst part of the entire game that was so incredibly bad I almost considered ending the stream and apologizing and reneging on all of my promises? What if it was also ice? That is the question that the game has just asked me.
That's a bad question that any game could ask someone. Is what if this but ice?
Yeah. Let me into the thing. Thank you.
And the answer is always no, thank you. I'm all good for ice.
Yeah.
I don't need it in this level.
I haven't even unlocked the power I'm using yet, but they just give it to you, because if you get here, they're like, just fight, here, have it for this bit. The bird comes down and gives you a tutorial on it. No, what?
What if
To get all of the
Brexit
coins.
but I-
You need to get a lot of the coins. I don't know how many.
Oh, okay.
It's probably too many for me to do. Oh.
This
did
is
it.
fascinating.
It's incredible.
Yeah, like I've been going quiet a lot more because I'm just enraptured by what I'm seeing.
Same as, it's just...
How do you catch up with the beetle? Where the fuck even is he? What is going on? Oh, well, I guess I'm dead. I have to do this and I have no idea how to. He like is ahead right away.
Bad luck. I don't think that luck has much to do with this.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got another offer for
Yeah?
something for
Okay.
you.
Oh.
So some very nice person in France is, if you've got a PO box, a bottle of this home family made old pear liqueur. It looks very nice.
Oh, wow. Now that is a on-brand deal. I have a PO box with Philosophy Tube, but I'm also getting another one that's near my house, so I can actually be sent stuff and get it. Because it's not fair that Ollie gets it, his stuff.
I will
good, you don't have to
send you a Christmas jumper. What size are you?
I have a lot of Christmas jumpers.
This is a
Okay.
Sonic Christmas jumper.
I'll figure out what my jumper size is.
I'll send it to you anyway, because it might be... I have no use for it. I bought it for somebody who didn't want it, and...
Oh, please, yeah, I'll get a new PO box.
Oh!
Hmm?
I'm sorry, I'm so invested in you and this beetle.
This beetle, like, one of the 18 hours of the stream is dedicated to the previous match with this beetle. I will eat an actual beetle if it means not having to do this. If I just want to imagine Sean sitting here having to do it, I do want him down. I do want him to come down. That is what I want more than anything. For someone to suffer with me. The company of other misery, other people suffering. It's the sweetest currency of all. It's all I want.
This is gripping.
Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Get.
Let's see that beetle take a beating, like he was on the receiving end of a sack of pears.
You can't make that jump. You can't make that jump. You have to go around the other way, and it's not. It's not. It's actually not gripping because it's on ice. Yeah, exactly. Bad luck.
Bad luck indeed.
And he gets such a head start.
Coho Bust says you're not going to see this, but I'd recommend starting the race in the handstand mode.
Oh yeah, you can start the
Save some slight amount of time, they say.
Of course, you can start in handstand. What? It's not the cool handstand mode that you unlock before this, supposedly, but that's a really good point. At least I've finally realized you don't have to jump to do this. You can just hold forward. The hard part is like the understanding that this is it, like that you have to. That if I don't do this, I'm gonna have to do it again, again, and again, and it's just never gonna end.
Fun never stops.
Frankly, the fun never starts.
Hey! Everything's gone all purple.
How did you? You can't just put these right at the end of a long thing. You cannot. No. Crime.
I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride.
It's so long.
Oh.
How does anyone remember how many coins he said I had to have? Does anyone remember? You're mine, fucker. Didn't expect this, did you? Go in the barrel! Go in the barrel! Take a nap, please. People are daring me to give up on my quest.
Got this. This beetle is nothing.
Yeah, it's not even real. He's code. He never existed.
Yeah.
It's a digital
ain't no
facsimile of
real-
a non-existent thing.
You're not even
You're not even real.
I'll tell you this, right? I've never seen a beetle racing an orangutan. I have never seen it in real life.
Yeah, you will believe, though, at the end. You'll believe a man can fly. You'll believe a beetle can race an orangutan. And win. Now, this is what I call a beetle adventure racing. Ah. It's a deep cut. Ever remember that game? I do not. I played it once, and a friend really liked it. Because he didn't have Mario Kart.
As good a stand-in as any.
Yeah. Get it. Yeah. That jump is actually
When I was a
incredibly
kid, was
painful.
rock and roll race.
Yes.
That was excellent.
I love that one of the Lost Vikings was in it. Was it? I think it was one. I mean, did I just imagine that?
I can't remember.
Or was it the guy from Dark Seed, or whatever his name is? Dark Seed Jones. Okay.
Levels like this are why I'm so hesitant to live stream, because it's a nightmare scenario. Oh no! Oh!
Ah! It's possible! We were that
I only
close!
see
I
this
know it
after
can be
you
done!
react to it.
The heavens have opened! I have tasted it. I've seen it. I know it can be done. They didn't believe it could be done. You need like 50 coins, don't you? You need an absurd amount of coins for this ridiculous thing.
That's what the chat was saying earlier was like 50.
50, yeah. It was 50 last time.
Or the other, I feel. Getting 50 coins or racing the beetle. I feel like that's enough on its own.
If you can get to the end while getting 50 coins, good. It's the way they trick you is with the addition of the extra task of the coins, it becomes incredibly difficult because you have to keep your eye on so much stuff. And you're so busy trying to figure out all the other logistics of it, when what you need to do is just strategize. You have to go, when do I run? When do I slide? When do I accelerate? Because the act of getting in front is not that tough. What's hard is doing all of it. And being fast enough. I just got to be slightly faster.
It's too many things for my
really
brain
hard.
to cope. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I can't. I'm terrible at thinking of lots of different things at once like that.
The only reason I'm coping now is like muscle memory from having done it for a little bit longer than a human should have to do in one sitting. I've just got to get in front. And get one okay.
I'm wondering, can you jump some of the gaps? And make up
You can.
some- But is that incredibly risky?
Hey! Good luck.
Oh wow! Well done.
I feel it. I feel the childish knot of tension that comes when you're almost winning a thing that's hard in a bad game. This is it. The childhood feels of I'm doing it. I'm saving the state.
So, Jim,
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if I can talk much now. That was intense.
that was intense.
I'm out of breath.
Thank you all for the donates, for the encouragement. We actually did it. I didn't believe I could, ever. I thought it would be 8 more tries, but we made it. Wow.
So, I was going to say, that Onimusha, that is fantastic.
Love Onimusha. H.Bum Isabel says hello, by the way, and fuck that stupid beetle.
Thank you. Thank you, Isabel. I
Yeah.
saw you'd messaged me on Facebook, but alt-tabbing to it requires a level of brain that I don't. I need to beat this game. I need to do it more.
Yeah, Onimusha's fantastic. I'm impressed at how well it's aged because I haven't played it since the early 2000s.
I've never played it, so this is the first time for me, and I'm glad that they've retained the original state. It's not. I was saying on Twitter that it's not like a full remake like RE2, but rather.
No, it's just more of a classic take on a remaster. Yeah, it's.
And I love that. It's a bit clunky, but it's like I likened it to a fancy new Blu-ray release of a clunky old movie. It's like it's like RoboCop. We love the old stop motion effects that gave it such character, and I kind of love that they didn't try and modernize the game. That it's there. It's clunky with its.
So there's an Onimusha re-release.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is
It's
Onimusha?
very
Like,
good.
what
Onimusha is a Keiji Inafune game. Which I always say kind of attempts to bridge the gap between survival horror and action, but that kind of passion. It takes some of the aesthetic of classic survival horror, like fixed camera angles and some puzzle solving, but it's not a horror game. It's an action game. It's something he kind of that they evolved more with Devil May Cry, and this is sort of almost a missing link between sort of early Capcom survival horror type games and something like Devil May Cry.
Apparently, didn't Devil May Cry come out of a bug?
Oh, we just passed $420, $69, by the way. Incredible.
Oh
Nice.
wow!
This is a disgusting amount of money to have to then handle. I'm gonna type every letter of the address I need to send it to. I'm gonna take a minute to type each one just to make sure I'm gonna be so nervous.
It's a lot. It's daunting.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The amount of money is impressive.
I'm scared
so happy
PayPal are
people-
gonna do something to it But at least we have evidence that it's a charity thing, that it's not. You know, we have 18 hours of proof for them to review. I want that juicy beetle meat. Oh, yeah. Oh. Victory is the sweetest taste.
We'll have to start taking bets as to what the final score will be. Not an actual bet, just saying...
Yeah, that will adjust the final score. So, your bet will always be wrong. If you think about it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please continue.
Are you okay?
How many banana medals do I have? I'm sad at the instant I take my mind off of the game. While my mind's on it, it's fine. It's focused like a laser beam. The instant I stop, I feel sad and tired and alone inside in a way that will never go away. I'm kidding. I'm fine. I need to stop being jokingly depressed. I rely on that a lot. And also, it fuels my actual feelings of anxiety and probably other people's. I think I've got to stop that. I'm relying on that as a crutch because as a replacement for my being overly mean to people, also as a joke. Like, I'm gonna try being genuine and sincere for once, one day. I do love this movement style. It's a good way of getting around. I can see why the whole thing made you do it.
Best running animations in any game ever.
Yeah, it's even better than the Talon Trot, which is also made by Rare. Cranky's Lab. Here we go. Let's unlock some new powers. If you only save the game. I have saved the game multiple times. We're safe. We're protected. We are one medal away from having all the banana medals, and then we can get the other coin. And that's basically it. Game done. A measly 7 coins. Oh yes! Where's Zymgonium? That's brilliant. Where's Zymgonium?
Thank you.
I've just realised all of the recent games that I've bought have all been Japanese. So I bought The Missing at the end of the Christmas sale. And then Catherine got a release on Steam. So I bought that. That was a no-brainer. And then Onimusha came out, which I'd pre-ordered months ago. People say, oh, don't pre-order. I don't care. I'm going to pre-order.
Oh.
And I have Sekiro pre-ordered as well.
If I want to pre-order something, I will do it, like, before the game comes out.
Do it anonymously.
Winning. That's me winning by beating the system because they can't boast about pre-order. Their one extra pre-order sale, but I still get a dynamic theme for my PS4. So I won that one.
What is that?
Win.
What the fuck is that? What bullshit banana is that? No, take that banana back. Give me a fucking... What was that? You made me almost actually lose my entire mind. To get one banana, and now it was... I hate you.
He's gone bananas. Yeah, as far as pre-orders go, oftentimes I'll just like, I have this money now, I might not further on, so if it's something that I really want, then...
I've never been sort of that anti-pre-order to the point where I'm like, never pre-order. I feel like the desperation to get people pre-ordering is... It's led to a lot of nonsense and bad business in the industry.
And hopefully that problem will resolve itself, and pre-ordering will go back to being, you can buy the game early if you would like.
Hopes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there is an issue with...
So yeah, I pre-order like hours before the game comes out, so I get the bonuses without... I've retained some sense of sticking it to the man.
Yeah.
Something I do find kind of amusing is, and this is completely out of nowhere, oftentimes Jim will talk about pre-order culture. And
yeah, that's
I love
the
that
thing
as a
I
term.
mostly have a go at.
but what's amusing to me is that, you know, if somebody says rape culture, you get a very angry men's rights activist going, "We don't live in a rape culture." You never see anybody angrily tweeting at Jim Sterling, "We don't live in a pre-order."
No, that's true. That is true.
It's like you can kind of guess the disingenuous nature of the.
I never said pre-order culture is a take on that, by the way.
No, but it's like people
Or-
are obviously taking it in the context of
Yeah.
what you mean it, but when people say rape culture, they take it deliberately misconstrued.
None of these people are being
It's like the
intellectually
argument-
honest. None of these people are people whose
No.
you can make an argument and they go, oh, I see. Like,
I've had the whole toxic masculinity argument with people in my audience before, where it's because they think you're saying all masculinity is bad rather than talking about the brand of it that happens to be toxic. And yeah, at this point, like,
And
it's
anybody,
an honest agreement.
it's unfortunate, but the solution to a lot of people who willfully don't understand something, the solution is to wait for them to die. That's it. That's just it. And you got to figure out who those people are and move on, because a lot of people aren't those people. You were hit. You know? There we go. Do I look like hell? I look fine! Oh, my eyes are gone. That must be the thing. The silence is so awkward. What's happening?
somebody's asking
Oh.
Jim and Casey, what do you make of Catherine full body? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Catherine is a very complex issue that I'd love someone smarter than me's take on. Go, Casey.
Still don't call your game full body if it's got loads of DLC on it.
Ah!
Sorry, please take over someone who actually knows what they're talking about.
I don't actually know what I'm talking about. I kind of now some folks have issues with the game Catherine because it has some dodgy trans representation, but it's kind of in a weird place for me because when it came out, when did that come out? I have to look this up now. Hang on.
He played about 10, 15 minutes of Catherine. I played like the first level and thought, it's not really for me. But I've been tempted to check out the re-release.
Yeah, that came out in 2011. I remember hearing about it, and you know there was a trans character in it, which I believe the issue was that was it the game's manual outed her and dead named her, which in case you don't know what dead naming means, it's like the original name a trans person was given. So it's kind of like it's that's something that people take issue with, but the game interested me, caught my eye initially because to me at the time was just around the time I kind of first came out, would have been back then, and I was like, they're like, as bad as stuff is now, there was scarcely any trans representation in video games at all, and it's kind of like, holy crap, here's a game that has an actual overtly trans character. I want to see this, I want to check this out. So it's kind of like a lot of trans people do have issues with the game for understandable reasons, but for me, in the back of my mind there, it's kind of like, I've wanted to check this out for so long, and yeah, so I jumped all over that. So even that's the kind of weird thing for trans people. Even some very problematic representation is still representation that some people will kind of grab onto. It's the same reason why you have a lot of people reading certain characters as trans, even though they are explicitly not, or and you know, have their own head canons for certain characters. Like recently, there was the whole thing about Luigi being trans, which was kind of endearing.
Remember
And
that? Yeah.
yeah, in lieu of actual representation, a lot of people just straight up claim characters from certain media as trans, just to have that relatable experience. And I did a tweet about this, about how, you know, it's like it is kind of understandable. And I did a tweet last night. There was half shit posting about John Wick being trans. So for the stream, John Wick is trans. All right.
Fair enough.
You got me so far.
Because so if you've seen, I've minor spoilers for the movie. If you've seen John Wick, in the movie, he has the nickname of the Baba Yaga, which is, if it's a witch character in Slavic folklore. So this old crone who steals children, and so it's kind of I kind of made this kind of shitposty tweet about reading a little into that and saying, well, okay, that's because maybe it was his the nickname he was given before transition and decided to keep. Therefore, hey, John Wick is a trans man. So it's an interesting way you can read something in there. And you know, there's nothing really overtly in the script to say there's any sort of thing like that. But it's something that's there that somebody can easily pick up on and read their own interpretation into. And it's kind of nice to have a little bit of, even if it's not real representation, just a little bit of, hey, that's nice.
Yeah, and isn't that, you know, one of the best aspects of art anyway, is to read your own interpretation into things and get your own personal meaning from it.
So another
John Wick is trans.
It's readable. It is. It makes a certain degree of sense. Another
What happened there?
thing that I personally found was in the anime Another, which not a lot of people have seen. I think relatively, like, it's not the most well known anime ever, but it's damn good. And one of the main characters in it, I cannot help reading her as trans. And I don't want to go into any spoiler territories, but yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Twitch chat is going, hey, Another is great. Yes, it is.
I have to remember that. I don't watch a lot of anime, but I grab a few here and there just to see.
Thank you, Griffin Lord, for donating $100. Mermaids. Okay, it is 18.5 hours. I feel sick. I'm losing my gag reflexes, going haywire from the tiredness. All my muscles are tensing, so I think this is it. I think this is...
Okay.
It's time to move to the skeleton crew. So, here's what's going to happen. The Discord chat that we're in right now is... I'm going to invite a bunch, like everyone else who I thought would be a guest in, and they can enter the call and come and go as they please. But the call has to not stop, or it will drop, and then no one will be here. So...
It's like Mr. Bones' Wild Ride all over again. The call never...
Yeah. Call never stops.
Well, I'll be here for a little longer.
Cool.
We'll shoot off and actually do some work then, I guess. I better get on with my business.
Okay, well, I will add as all the people I know want to be into it, and we'll just go from there. And you might have to meet some...
So I don't know how long you will...
full groups have a 10-member limit.
Going.
Oh, oops. Okay.
Well, what we could do is kick a bunch of people who aren't like not kick. I mean,
Yeah.
but Jim has to do some stuff, so maybe he can leave the group.
Yeah, I'll shoot off. Yeah. If you're still going tonight, my time, when I'm done going out and doing things that I got to do for more.
I just realised that the message from Bat saying "add me" was, no, it wasn't 12 hours ago. No, it was actually, yeah, it was just now. Okay, cool. Bat's here. Good.
Okay, well, I'm going to shoot off. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
inviting me on.
Cheers.
It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Donating to cause, very excellent reason. Certainly one of the finer reasons to subject oneself to this game.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll speak to you all later.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Thanks, man.
Take care.
Yay, Jim.
Goodbye. No, I want to see.
He's
goodbye
gone.
to him. Oh,
He's gone now.
He's
Okay.
my idol, and he's gone to hell.
He's been destroyed. And where's Eric? Get him in.
Oh, Eric Texan. Yes, I need that man.
Put him
Hello.
in. Put him in, coach. He's ready. I hope he's awake and alive.
He is awake. I
I
checked.
am going to pee before if I have to do any more stuff. So I will be back.
So, should I leave the game on, or...?
I mean, I'm kind of worried about like a memory leak if that happens.
Yeah, I think we should... I'm going to make sure I have it saved. Save state. Save as. The save. Now. Run still going.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop and start recording.
Still counts as time.
Yep, and... let's let
Want some moral support before you sleep?
Let's let the night crew manager in. I wonder how much money I can raise while I'm asleep.
Oh god, you get a webcam on for this bad boy? Hey chat, how you guys doing? Yeah, sleep on stream, Harris, come on. Oh, he's gonna do it! He's gonna do it! He's gonna fucking do it!
I have a
He
webcam
is
as well
gonna-
I could point at me sleeping, but I feel like that would be
Do
too
it!
obvious.
Fuck, do it!
So,
You
instead
have to
I'm
do
gonna
it!
that.
You have to do it!
I feel like I could maybe stream like a Donkey Kong playlist on a loop and just have it loop around for hours, but... Okay, so whoever's there now, you cannot leave the chat. Like, you if the
I'm
call
here.
dies, it's just an empty chair. So you can't watch me sleep. That would be bad. And also, I think that becomes officially I'm sleeping on stream. Whereas this
Wait,
is, we have a night manager of the stream. My producer takes over while I sleep, which is different.
Can you put something in the chair, please, to make it a bit less, empty?
Hmm?
Do you have can you put like a cuddly toy in the chair? Something like that?
No, I'm going to put something in the chair, don't worry. The night manager's coming.
Phew.
I'm just figuring out what I want to do with
I was
the
worried this
space.
would be bad content.
Sleep pride. Aww.
Hashtag sleep gang.
What was I going to put there? I forgot what I was going to do.
Did you get the skeleton from your garage? Garage?
fine,
What the fuck
fine.
was that garage?
Oh, I can finally turn this light off at least. And it didn't kill the stream. Incredible.
Whew.
Right. See, light? That's how lights work.
Just a reminder for everybody that's not in the UK, it's nearly 4 PM, so he's not even like close to bedtime. This is just like a random nap. I think he's going away.
I am going to need a shower at some time.
I'll take over, man. If you want to like do your thing, go right ahead.
I'm hanging out for a little while longer because it's just it's just the two of us now at the moment.
I'll introduce.
so-
It's alright. I'll introduce myself. Okay, I'm Box Full of Bats. I'm a YouTuber and a Twitch streamer. I joined about in July. Friend of Harris. This goes to you and I guess the chat because we have 6,000 viewers essentially. Holy,
It's pretty amazing.
it's amazing. Like I didn't know. I didn't like. I knew he was going to do like 33 hours, but like it like not just for him, but for me as well. It's saying in like how much of a journey this is, like a travesty adventure. Oh, hello, Harris. He's got the skeleton. I called it. I fucking called it.
Head into the light.
I said, get the skeleton from the garage, and he was like, no. Now he's.
It's the very real skeleton crew.
If my mic sounds shitty, let me know, chat or Casey. Yes.
Yeah.
Sans, I'm gaming. Megalomania starts playing. Are you proud?
This is bizarre. I have to. We have to kind of keep this going to nearly 6,000 people.
I can do that easy.
Oh, this is gonna shred my gown. I'm gonna get a different gown. I have 2 dressing gowns.
God. Harris died in his sleep. R.I.P. It's just a skeleton now.
His last will and testament was that his body be cremated and his ashes scattered in Graham Linnehan's
eyes.
In case something dies or it all falls apart, or while I've got you all here, before I have to go, I want to say I love you all. You've all done a really wonderful job. I just played a video game. You raised $43,000 for a meaningful charity, and that's like more dollars than the video announcing this has views. Like, you're incredibly kind people, and you're gonna help a lot of people and make them very happy, and well done. I'm gonna take my contact lenses out and burp myself to sleep.
Good night, Harris.
Good night. Take care, and I might still be here when you get back.
I want to shut the curtains so I can actually sleep,
luck,
but
man.
then I want to see. I want a fast forward footage of the sun setting on this skeleton.
I can do that. I can fucking do that.
See that and get really scared. All right,
Put your headset on the skeleton.
Go
to bed, Harris. Go to bed. You're wasting.
Go
to bed.
It's not optimal, Harris. Go to bed.
How do I?
Bed. Headset on skeleton. He got shown on the stream finally. Didn't know Harris wore contacts. Yeah, I didn't know that either, actually. Good point. I knew he had glasses, but I didn't know he needed them for like a medical reason.
Nice.
How do I make you a boss? I think other people can just do what they want with the group. How do I?
It doesn't matter. Who cares?
So they can do the stuff. I don't know how to do it.
I don't know.
All right.
People should just leave. You know, they should be kind enough to leave. Change game category. But it's still got Donkey Kong, guys. What are you talking about? This is the Donkey Kong stream. He's gone. He's gone. Doesn't matter. I'll give some kind words. IRL? This isn't IRL, this is Donkey Kong. I'll give some kind words to you guys. It's been we're halfway through the Donkey Kong game, and we've raised 43,000, which means mathematically we should be able to raise $69,420, which means Has will have to do this again, as he promised. I'm just saying, guys, but if you keep raising that money, we can make Harris do this again, and you know that would be kind of funny.
If he does it again, what happens if he reaches the same goal again? Will he have to do it?
I don't think he'll make the same goal
keep
again.
going. We can just make him do this all of the time, just constantly. The fun never stops.
I got a one-up him now because I did a 10-hour stream like a month, and like I didn't expect him to do like this stream, so now I got like to make like a 72-hour stream, something like that.
I get tired after like 2 hours, sometimes less. I don't know. This is so far beyond me. I'm impressed as hell. But
I mean, there's like a
I should try and do something myself.
you can do something. I'll do something as well. I'm gonna do some editing for my stream. Oh, hey, hey, change category. He's doing it while it's brushing his teeth.
Changing category. We're changing it.
Harris, it's 4
It's
p.m.
IRL now. Oh.
So Donkey Kong gets at least 3 maulers long. Or I don't know how many that is in Saga. 33 hours divided by 5 minutes. Brushing teeth, gang. Harris is a very messy room, holy shit.
It's not the worst. You've not seen my living room.
My desk is messy, but that's about it. But it's like, I take like 4 things up and then I take 2 things downstairs to, wash. You know what I mean? I need donations. Like, guys, he's going to the bed. He's going to bed. We can't make him change it. The money is just...
Somebody's just saying teeth. Twitch chat. I'm just teeth.
Teeth to the teeth god. Okay, I'm gonna read out any $100 donations, by the way, because that's what Harris would do. Total Ellipse, thanks for $100. Your generosity is unmatched.
Hey, teeth gang.
$100 for the special.
I can't. I'm sorry. I'm laughing.
We have so much power. We have so much power over this. Pick a topic and talk about it. We're not. I've never met Casey before. I think, as far as I know. He's
Yes, dog. You can come in, please.
Oh. Yeah, get Dogstrong in.
Teeth.
Teeth gang. We all have teeth gang.
Add to group.
I need Dogstrong in here for moral support because I don't know. I can do this for another few hours.
Bang. There we go.
Hello.
Right.
Oh, who? Oh, it's Pio. A little bit like Shaky Rogers from Scooby.
I can't unmute the donates because none of the people here will be able to hear them, so they'll just talk over them. It'll be really awkward.
Pio.
Nah, that's silly.
Greetings.
This is the time when they should be one, and they have the link. I'll give them the link so they know.
Unmute donations, please. We want to sub. No, we won't. Like, just keep donations on because it's like constant. It's like literally a constant barrage of donations.
Copy.
Teef has donated $16. Thanks, Teef.
Okay, and account settings, dashboard, alert box, donations.
I don't know what's happening.
He's messing with donation. No, he's messing with the links and stuff.
The entire chat is just going teeth, and I
For
can't
about 5
stop.
minutes. This is gonna be a long haul.
Text to speech. Done. Voice, Nicole.
Oh god, he's putting it back on.
Open variations. Does that make it work?
No, someone sent some fan art. Can I, mods? Let me send you. Hang on. I'll put in the chat too.
Hello.
Hello. Hey.
Hello.
Hi, I'm just going to bed now.
Pio, right? Yeah, Pio. Hello, Pio.
Yes.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
Roz, I got
That art in the you just posted is amazing. Wow. That's actually me.
There
I
you
wish
go.
I had that flag. I think do I
Go
need to
get
get
it.
read out now? I'm not sure. I don't know. It might not.
I put the stream on mute, so I can't tell.
Oh, awesome. The
Let me unmute the
that
stream.
is some wonderful artwork
It
from
is
Lame
wonderful.
Boy.
Yeah.
Like how you have
Very
tile for some
tweaky.
reason? Oh, because you're Donkey Kong. Right, of course.
Yeah, okay. I think I hit the thing, and if I didn't, it's too late. I'm too tired to make
Let's go to bed, Harris.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna mute my thing, turn off my compressor, so this is it for
Somebody
now.
in the chat is saying rest in teeth.
You brush your teeth once! Ah, it's getting caught on his toes! Oh, blimey.
I'm just imagining Harris going to sleep in a bed of teeth.
Oh god. I don't like imagine
Playing this game isn't hardcore enough. He has to sleep on a bed of teeth.
teeth of the teeth god.
Oh god.
I just imagine my teeth like inside my mouth, and I don't like that for any.
You don't have to imagine them, they're there.
I know, but I have to. I just thought about them, and it's like, oh god, there's teeth in my mouth.
Somebody has said toes are just foot teeth.
What?
What?
Teeth
I
are
think I
just.
hate that. Yeah, I think I hate that because they're technically not wrong.
Teeth are mouth bones.
T in
Twig.
LGBT is for teeth. LGBT. Oh my god.
I hate you.
Why is this happening?
Antifa, yes.
H.BurgerGuy.
Tifa mouth rocks.
Oh my god.